What is happening, weirdos? This is the incredible, talented, hilarious Judy Greer. I'm so glad she is here. I'm so glad you guys are here. What isn't Judy Greer in? It would be faster to list the movies and TV shows she hasn't been on. She's been in so many things. You might know her from 13 Going on 30, Arrested Development, Adaptation. I think I find out on air that she was in War of the Planet of the Apes. We talk a little bit about that. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. She's incredible. The Wedding Planner. Come on. It's Judy Greer, everybody. We also just did a movie together in Winnipeg called The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, and that'll be out next year. We talk a little bit about that as well. But she's a delight. We had such a fun time doing that movie together. We became fast friends, and this conversation is certainly an example of our friendship. It was so fun. I'm glad you guys are here. PeteHolmes.com for my tour dates. I'm going to Texas and Pennsylvania are the next ones. Thank you to everybody that came out to Chicago. I just got home. Those were awesome shows, 6 incredible shows. So hope to see you guys out there. And also June 1st, it's going to be me, Judd Apatow, and Utsko are doing Largo. Go to largo-la.com. Other special guests will be on that show as well. So hope you can be there. And that's it. All right, Judy Greer, get into it. Sit down, Judy. This is for you. You get a Magic Mind and a VITA COCO. And some women I know use Modern Mammals as a shampoo for boys. You don't? All right. Well, you looked at it.
Well, because I thought I put it in my mouth.
Use the microphone.
I thought I put that in my mouth, and that's why I was...
You can eat it.
No.
No.
Because Dean Johnson has been bought the vitamin C's that you eat.
You mean the goo?
Yeah, the vitamin
I did goos. I think Dean Johnson husband and I might be kind of similar dudes.
You guys are so similar.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You didn't think so?
He said to
No,
say hi.
I love Dean Johnson husband.
Are we currently making a podcast?
We are.
Seamless.
Well, the reason I love that, well, you love your husband, Dean Johnson. Pinky up, like Good Will Hunting.
Love.
Beers and Good Will Hunting. Mm-hmm. You got a gift none of us have. You're sitting on a winning lottery ticket. You're too much of a pussy to cash it in.
My God.
One
Pinky
of
up.
my favorite movies
It's a great movie.
of all time.
Holds up. It's one of the reasons. Are you ready? Who cares? It's one of the reasons I left Boston. You need to see a movie to know you can leave Boston. I'm going to say that.
Really?
Yes.
Otherwise, you don't
That's
think you
why
can
there's-
leave Boston?
Well, there's so many movies about leaving Boston. The
Or
town.
getting killed in Boston.
You either die in Boston or you leave.
Yeah, you leave or you die.
That's our
And
official.
definitely you're white.
Well, I hear you.
I don't see a lot of
There's a lot of black people. There's a lot of brown
that
people.
represented in the film.
No. If there's a movie, it's Ben Affleck.
No, if there's a movie,
There's a
it's
movie.
white Ben Affleck. But
Huge Indian, East Asian population.
I have a Boston story that makes me very happy.
I can't wait. I'm not quite done laughing at my observation that you need to watch a movie to
In
know
order to
you
leave,
can leave.
I blocked
ahead.
out that you were from Boston.
Yeah, I have a non-regional accent.
That I was in Boston once, visiting friends, and husband and I were walking home late one night, and there was a bar that was still open. Not a shock. And we went in. The bartender was like closing up. We were like, "Hey, can we get like 2 more beers?" Like, and he was like, "Yeah, sure." So he pours us 2.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Gives
sure.
us 2 Guinness, obviously. And then I was like, "Hey, can I play a song on the jukebox?" And he goes, "Anything but Journey."
So why do you have it on the jukebox? That's all I want to know.
I just thought that was a really funny, because I was like, of course, everyone in Boston goes in. Probably I was staying in a stupid part of town and goes and plays like that Journey song.
What Journey song?
The Journey song.
About Boston?
I don't even think it's about Boston. It just feels Boston-y. Yes.
Don't Stop Believin' feels Boston?
Yeah.
You think Cleveland doesn't get excited for Don't Stop Believin'?
Everyone gets excited about that song, but I don't know. To me, I just imagine, like, it was just like the bartender, I guess if this had happened in any city, I'd be like, I have the funniest story about Cleveland.
Yeah.
But it just felt like a place where like assholes go in. Can I swear on our podcast?
Yeah.
Assholes go in and they...
Dickholes come out.
And dickholes.
You go in an asshole, you come out a dickhole.
And like probably just get drunk and play...
Journey.
Don't like they all like I think everyone thinks when they play it that it's like the first time it's been played.
Don't Stop Believin'?
Yeah. Because people are drunk. Otherwise, you would never play that song.
Boston, though, we love, I can't say we love, but I'll say as a city, Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond, that's just another Don't Stop Believin'.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing.
I don't know.
They
There's
love
something
it.
about...
Dirty Water.
I don't think of that as like a bar drinking song. I think of it as like a wedding party song.
Well, it's a big Red Sox. They play it at Fenway Park. Who cares?
Sweet Caroline.
I think it's in, yeah.
Why? What did I just drink?
It's matcha. I gave you those on set.
No, you never did.
I sure did.
Don't remember.
Because you were like, why
what
are you always
set?
in a good mood?
How do we know each other?
Hey, Krasinski. Don't make me Krasinski. You and I met at a steakhouse and you're a vegetarian. I'm a vegan again, by the way. Who cares? But
wait, I care. That's all I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Tell me everything.
No, that's boring. Everyone's turning on this podcast to hear Judy Greer.
That's not how you say my name.
Judan. Isn't it? What's your real name?
That's how you say my name. Judith.
Yeah, but what is your full name?
Well, I don't want everyone to know.
It's on your Wikipedia. Who cares?
Farts.
Judith.
Well, my birth
Farts.
name, Judith Farts Evans.
Evans?
Judith Therese Evans was my...
Judith Therese Evans, put down that crossbow.
Get over here right now! You get over here!
Did you get it, Judith Therese Evans, when you were in trouble?
I think I got a Judith Therese.
Judith Therese doesn't roll off the tongue. Judy Greer.
Judy Greer!
So you've been in 100,000 movies. Is that why? Because you changed it to Judy Greer? By the way, no joke, how has your success... Cheers. How has your success been marginalized? Because I was saying that as a joke, but do people do that? Do people... Because you've been in 100,000 things. In one of the hardest jobs.
Yeah.
In the world.
I know.
Do people ever go like, well, she's got a great website? Like, are there ways that people write it off?
Oh.
Like as silly as, well, her name is Judy Greer. People just like saying Judy Greer.
I'm such a woman that I didn't even totally understand the term marginalized.
Yeah, you guys just know it as reality.
We just know it as like getting up in the morning and going to my car.
Having my marginalized coffee, walking to my marginalized car.
Right. Do I feel... No. Yeah. I don't feel that way. I don't feel like that. I feel like kind of supported by people.
By the industry?
Kind of.
Yeah. Well, you are an industry.
I mean, I'm not... I don't... Yeah, I do.
You're a darling. Say it.
America's best friend.
Judy Greer, America's best friend, which
My
is
husband,
from Family Guy.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the joke.
That's right. It is. And like also my husband says he used to say that I wasn't America's sweetheart. I was America's best friend.
No, that's true. Well, you have a Hanksy quality.
Aw.
Well, let me finish. People don't necessarily want to fuck Tom Hanks. I'm not saying that about you.
I don't want to fuck Tom Hanks? Because I don't feel comfortable.
I'm so glad you did a riff because I hate the area we're in. I abhor the area that we're in.
Come over here.
Because I don't like implying, but I also that you're not sexy, but I also don't want to say that you are. Look, I'm not even looking at you right now.
I know, but here,
I'm not even looking at you.
Come back. I have a funny story.
Okay, I'm back. I hated every part of that.
I know. So I did this movie called, and I loved this movie. I did this movie called Driven. It was about
Drive?
Driven.
Oh.
See, we'd already done Drive. We were Driven.
Oh, you were in Drive?
No.
Oh, it's the sequel to Drive. Driven.
Prequel? We've driven.
Driven is the making of Drive.
It was called, now I don't even know, was it called Driven? It was about...
Drivel.
It was called Driven. It was about that
Jeremy
car
Driven?
that Jeremy Driven had a cold and he had to drop out of Driven. The car, not Dalmatian, DeLorean. This is all coming back to the
original
sexy thing.
Cybertruck.
Look away again. I'm going to talk about
The DeLorean.
Yes. But the director was telling me, he was like, this wasn't even that long ago that we shot this movie. And he was like, I want to be the one to show America that you're actually sexy. By the way, I loved him. And I feel like I don't feel like I get marginalized, but I feel like people talk to me like I want to be the one to give you a leading role, or I'm going to make America think you're sexy, or I'm going to show people what you're really like, how great you really are and stuff like that. And sometimes I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And also it's like implying like,
I know.
Wow, thank you so
Judy,
much.
I'm going to take you out of the gutter.
Yeah.
You are underappreciated.
I know that everyone thinks that you're like a demon person, like a garbage person, like that you're gross and you look like an art teacher. But I'm going to be the one to show America and potentially other foreign countries.
Well, yeah, hopefully foreign markets.
I'm not going to lean
because those
up
are
there.
huge. You can sleepover vibes.
I know, but it's not as comfortable as I anticipated it being.
It's kind of museum-y, like I'm interviewing a sculpture.
Anyway, that was funny when he said that, because I was like,
Yeah, he said he was going to show America that you're sexy.
Yeah.
But what I was going at was, sex appeal aside, T. Hanks, Judy Greer, best buds. They got the bud vibe.
Never met him, but yes, we do. We are best buds. And the
Never
thing
met
is,
Hanks?
I had that
What
card.
about Hanks?
I sent that card to so many people. Did you see the card?
Where it just says Hanks?
Well, it says T and then Hanks, and it has a picture of Tom Hanks. It's a drawing of him. It's a thank you note. And they were like selling it in like card shops and stuff.
Yeah, without his consent, I'm sure. You big Colin Hanks guy? I say it with loaded. You big Colin Hanks guy? No, I love Colin Hanks.
Yeah, of
He's
course.
great.
He is.
Orange County?
Great film.
No, is it?
I don't often get to
Can
the,
you
to
open
the
that?
movie.
This is why we marginalize you guys. You can't twist
I
a little.
It's just like I thought I was going to be sitting at a desk with headphones on. I wouldn't have come in with a wet head, because honestly, I thought the headphones would train my wet curly hair to dry and now I don't know what's going to happen.
You train it?
Curly hair needs to be trained.
That's a thing? Mm-hmm. Is that why you guys sit in those bulbous glass bulbs?
No, that's to get away from men. Whoa!
Hot!
That's for a different reason. Yeah, hot take.
Do you prefer women to men? I don't mean sexually. I just mean like, do you like the company of women more? Because we got along.
And what does that tell you?
That I'm gaily. I was trying to say girly, but it started to come out as gay.
This
and I
is
didn't even mean that joke.
1998.
I'm gaily. I'm scaly.
I think that, okay, real talk.
RT.
There was a time in my early 20s and mid 20s and late 20s probably where I thought
5 years ago.
God bless you. God bless you.
God
And your child. I thought I wanted to be one of those, like, I'm a guy's girl. Like, I'm a cool girl.
Like an Aisha Tyler. Like
She is, though.
You wear suspenders and you smoke
She's
cigars.
that way. She is that way. She's
I know.
like legitimately though. Yeah. I was kind of making it up because I thought that was what. Well, it's interesting because I was just talking to. I'm gonna name drop. Are you guys ready for that?
I'm ready.
Okay, Emma Thompson about this. Don't even. I'll walk out of here.
I thought you were going to say Eminem, and then it's Emma Thompson.
I'll walk out of here if you don't give her the love that she deserves. She's a dame. I'm not signing, for this section of the podcast, I'm not signing a consent.
No, Emma Thompson's wonderful. I'm 100% JK.
But we were talking about this.
I'm trying to picture who she is. Is she Hermione?
No.
Who plays Hermione?
Emma
Watson.
Yes.
That's who we're talking about, Emma Watson.
We're talking about Emma Thompson, asshole.
They can't have a Thompson and a Watson.
Who
One of those
won
has gotta
several
go.
Academy Awards.
For what?
I'm sorry I even mentioned her name.
Is it Steel Magnolias?
Oh my God. Never mind.
What was it?
What do you want to talk about?
No. You stay right in this lane. You're doing great. I just want to know who Emma Watson.
I like that we're like
Emma
this
Thompson
is coming off of a conversation about marginalizing women. And you're like,
wait, me?
I like say one person in the middle of a conversation about something I learned about myself about being marginalized, and you immediately make raspberries.
My daughter's in a big raspberry phase. What is Emma
cute.
Thompson known for? Is she in Love Actually? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
She's universally loved.
Yeah, she's beloved.
Beloved.
So bit aside, I love her.
Bit aside. And she and I were talking about this once, and she brought it up to me that like we're so like we're kind of like in sort of like a patriarchal, not sort of, but in a patriarchal society, like you're kind of taught that, I guess, marginalized. I didn't understand, like that's the way we live our lives as women.
What did you have to say, though?
Well, just
You're
that, like,
taught that?
So when I was talking to her about this topic about wanting to like be a guy's girl, like I'm a cool girl, it's because we thought that we needed to be accepted by men in order to be cool. Like that's how I was not raised necessarily by my parents, but that's how the society I was raised in was. So like if you were accepted by men in a non-sexual way, like as a cool girl, if men deemed you a cool girl, then you were a cool girl. So it took me a long time to learn. I feel like your eyes are glazing over.
No,
to like,
I have a question actually.
Well, because you have a daughter,
deck.
so I'm like, good. So it took me
I
a
have
long
a
time.
good question on deck.
Don't forget it because of your age. It took me a long time to like admit that I do prefer the company of women. Like I just like hanging out with
dudes.
chicks.
Chicks.
I like women.
Oh, you said
Like-
women. You avoid men.
I wouldn't say avoid, but it was like I like
No, I prefer women
it's just like
over dudes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it took me a long time. I thought I needed this acceptance from like men in order to
Well,
be
that's what I was
interesting
gonna
and cool.
take.
Yeah.
Not issue with, but I was curious what you would say. Doesn't it seem like guys, like if you're a girl, a woman who's accepted by the boys as cool,
Yeah.
look, I'm out of my depth here, but it always seemed to me like that didn't count as much as it seemed. Like you get there and that's not actually what you want. Don't you want to be accepted by other women?
Yeah, but that's not like the messaging that at least at my age,
yeah.
like the way I was brought up,
Right.
Like that's not the messaging you get.
Right. And even guys, do they want another, like one of the boys style guy? I'm curious. What was your finding?
Did they want
Like when you were wearing suspenders and had a cigar and you were like, I love the Buffalo Bills.
give me a whiskey neat?
Yeah.
Did they like that?
I guess-
Well, here's the thing. I think that my guy friends, who I'm still friends with, actually, like
Brag.
they brag. They liked me, but like they liked, and they
Judan.
still liked Judan. They still like me. Like we all still love each other. So I think I was, I don't know. I think I don't think they required that. No.
Yeah. But one of the things you and I enjoyed, question mark?
No, comma.
Yeah. Was, in my opinion, more traditionally feminine, meaning feeling.
Yes.
I just mean, obviously, men are feeling as well. I'm just saying more culturally associated with women. Like we bonded over real talk,
Real stuff.
feelings.
Yes.
We honored each other.
Yeah.
There was a lot of space. A
Yeah.
lot of listening.
Yeah.
And when I say this, I don't mean in the shitty way, but we liked, it's not gossip, but we wanted to get to the real. Like
Yes.
what's really going on.
Like, why would he have said that?
Right.
Like, why
So-
did he say that? What's the
Yeah,
issue
exactly.
with her? And like,
Which-
why does she come in and do the thing? And like
That kind of
I know.
minutia is often associate. Guys are like, I don't know, it's another day, another dollar. Like it's just like
all men are like that.
And women, but I've always been
Yeah.
a dweller in tents. It's a biblical reference to be sort of like more not out hunting. I wanted to be in the village going like, what's up with Jacob? You know what I mean? That was me.
Yeah.
So that's how the reason we became friends was I don't know. I feel like the moment we became friends was we had there was a
I know the moment I became friends with you.
Tell me.
You go first. You started it.
Well, we had a meeting, we had a dinner, and we were both kind of on our best behavior.
Yes.
With the director.
Yes.
The wonderful Dallas.
Yes.
And then the next day, I came in and dropped that character and was like, what was up with our weird dinner?
Yeah.
And you laughed so hard because we felt like we were both being stiff. Is that correct?
Yes, and I felt like you and I probably had the same conversation with our spouses after dinner. Like,
yeah,
don't know,
not sure,
not quite sure yet.
I don't know if Judy and I are gonna.
We'll
But then the
see.
next day, and this is a nice little time capsule of friendship. We had a tight business dinner, and it was a very businessy dinner.
Yes.
And we were both being like, I was
Hello.
like, and tell me about
Yes.
adaptation.
Yes, it was a wonderful experience.
And then the next day, big swing.
Yeah,
I went in.
Big swing by you.
Big swing by me. I was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
And you laughed so hard.
That
And the
I-
other moment I knew we were friends was we were on the set of this movie we did together, and I don't remember why, but I took another big swing and called you a twat. It was the biggest swing. It was like day one.
So good though.
It was a big swing. But you do give off.
Twat.
No. No. You give off a certain twattiness.
Yes, I've been told that before.
No, you were giving off a very down to clown vibe. Like I felt like it was just kind of risky. I forgot about the Judy tears. You cry so easy. You cry so easy, and I love it. But I remember it was like you said something very reasonable on set. And maybe I said, like, no need to be a twat about it or something. And you laughed so hard.
For an hour, probably. I know.
And I was, both of those situations were these weird Hail Marys. It was like two Hail Marys to kind of assume, because I guess there was a chance after our business dinner that you would have been like, I don't know in what you are referencing.
What do you mean by the word twat? Does that stand for? Is that
Well,
what the
twat-
thing that is that like why the face? WTF?
Good guess. Totally
I-
without another theory. That's when you don't have another, like you're a scientist and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry guys, I'm twat. I'm totally without
I'm-
another theory.
I'm twat.
Twat. Einstein was like, sorry, I am twat. I am twat. I don't know. Is that his voice?
You know what was funny about the business dinner, which it will forever be called, was that we'd run into each other at the doctor's office a few hours before.
That's when we had really met.
It was like, but it was like a hi bye because you were
I like that.
leaving, and it was like, oh my God, I'll see you tonight. Yeah, bye.
And I, at that moment, being
was
such a
like-
big admirer of yours,
Go on. Finish
I
your
didn't want to make a
thought.
big deal out of it. So I was like, hey, what's up?
No, my impression was that like you started at like perfection, and then the business dinner, I was like, oh,
Oh, the doctor one was good.
The hallway vibe was like, oh, we're good.
Yeah, I remember
And
this.
then the
We had a
business dinner, I
pleasant
was
banter.
like, oh. And then next morning was like, we're back.
We were probably just nerves.
We were nerves, and
with
we
the-
were
with-
not in charge of that dinner.
Yeah. Well, we were at Dallas. And,
Yes.
and Dallas,
Yeah.
I
Our
remember
director,
being like,
and he was
we
like-
want to impress him and seem professional.
And impress each other and
the
seem
tone
cool.
of the
and-
dinner seemed kind of like formal.
Yeah. Plus,
Like I thought we were going to be more in the twat zone.
me too.
But then it was more of like, I want to talk about the like vision for the movie. And then my posture became
Yes.
very good. And your
Yes.
posture, Dallas, I know you're going to hear this. I just want you to know, thank you for the dinner.
yeah.
We enjoyed
We
the dinner.
loved it.
Judy loved The dinner.
I do kind of miss that steakhouse.
You liked it. Well, you're a veg.
I know, but I think I had
At the time, I
fish
wasn't veg.
there. Oh, I know. You ate the Kobe beef.
I know.
I liked.
I say with shame.
I know. I liked that. I ended up really not ended up, but I really ended up. Okay, so I did end up liking it a lot because it was very comfortable and sweet there, and I liked going there because.
Do you remember
you
on
always,
the first night what happened? Go, you finish.
There was always someone who was celebrating an anniversary.
Yeah.
And that night, remember, all those people were in love with you.
Yes.
Because of
something.
Was it crash? Was it just your stand up? I couldn't remember if it was crashing or
There was a big to do, and I remember feeling weird. You're not this way, but I didn't know.
Oh.
Remember? I was like, I don't know. I didn't like the to do about me. That's all I'll say. There was a lot of to do about me.
It was nice. I was like, ooh. Maybe we'll get some better tables here.
Well, we were going to say
Winnipeg.
That. Didn't the waiter want a picture with us?
With you.
I thought it was with us.
I thought it was with you, and that
They
either you or
included it.
Dallas were being nice and being like, well, you'll want Judy too.
Do you want his assistant in the picture?
You're like, God damn it. Do you want his sister who's visiting, who's
Honestly,
also his assistant?
I've been...
His assister?
You're right.
Sister! Hit it!
Do you want his sister in the picture?
It's like a momager and a wifeager
momager.
and an assister.
I have an sister and my momager and my business father. I don't know.
Yes, I'm an assister.
Oh my God. My daughter, this happened twice this week, brag, where somebody wanted to take a picture. Very nice, very sweet. And then I'm like, with my daughter, and then I'll kind of put Leela
You'll
to
push her
mama.
down.
I'll shove her
You'll
down.
take her
The
hand
photo
to
is
the face.
often me just kind of pushing her out of the front.
daughter away.
No, I hate this riff. Leela, I love you forever.
I know, we love you, Leela.
But the problem, I will give her to mom. Like I'll kind of go to mom. I'm going to do this picture, and she hates that, and she will cry. And then we've actually been like, can we do another one? Well, this only happened once. That she wants to be in the picture.
You know, I'm thinking about this.
A lot of photos of me and my
this.
daughter in fan pictures. Because then it happened again. We went to Disneyland yesterday.
Oh, right.
In a fan. And I just know, Leela, the kid stays in the picture.
Literally, this man's kid stays in the picture.
Very
but I'm
bizarre.
wondering, from a parenting perspective, or what a child
pee-pee?
psychologist would say, a pee-pee, about what it must feel like at Leela's age
Yes.
to be told, you can't be in this picture.
Nobody said that.
No.
Yes.
But that's the vibe.
But I
the
thought
vibe
it was
is
inappropriate to be in the stranger's
it is
picture.
because of pedophiles, and that's a whole.
I considered that, but my wife already is posting pictures of Leela, so that's out.
I know.
The pictures of Leela.
I think, but there was a rule. Well, it's paparazzi's not allowed to take pictures of Leela.
Oh, really?
There is some law. I know, Halle Berry and Jennifer Garner and another actress. Maybe Salma Hayek. I forget. They all kind of rallied together and
they were.
I mean, they went to Congress or something. I'm really fucking up this story, but I'm sort of true. I'm on the outskirts of truth. That they did file a claim and basically made it so that paparazzi are not allowed to shoot photographs of stars' children if they're under 18 till they're adults. And so that's why it's you see, you never see anymore a famous a celebrity's child, and then all of a sudden it's they're 18 and it's just all you see.
Here's Soda Cruz.
Surrey.
Look, if I don't know Emma Thompson, I don't know Siri.
I know, it's true. But yes, Surrey.
Soda Cruz was pretty funny to me.
Soda Cruz.
Here
But
comes
yeah,
the
that's
lesser known
kind of anyway.
Soda
So I
Cruz.
think that excuse me, but I'm just more interested in the the
child
aspect of
psychology.
the child psychology behind it, because for Leela, it's I love my daddy. I love my daddy. Wait, I'm not allowed to be with my, like, why am I?
Yeah, that's why we let her in the
Yeah.
pic.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
But then I
that
also
you would
thought,
do it.
like, it's a weird thing to be like, I just heard Bill Burr talking about this on a podcast where he was like, he kind of like downplays it with his kids, and his son or daughter, I think, said to him, why does everyone know who you are? And he said, I'm old, I know a lot of people. That was his answer.
Oh.
And we're not going that way. I was like, that person saw daddy being funny. That's what I say.
Yeah. Or he
But
saw daddy at work.
he saw daddy at work. I like that. I'm not attacking Bill's response.
Yeah, it's just how he chooses to do it.
It's also like when I leave, I go, I'm going to be funny. Daddy's going to make people laugh or whatever. But you became a mom when you married Dean Johnson's
I
husband.
did. I purchased 2 children. I
Hope
got
you
the
kept the
full
receipt.
package.
Instant
Instant family.
Starring Mark Wahlberg. Oh my God. I married this girl. Now I'm a dad.
You must be friends with him.
Oh my God. Yeah, because we're from Boston.
Because you're from Boston.
All the greats are from Boston.
You sound just
Hey,
like
Judy,
me,
I found
actually.
it. It took me a second to find it, but it's me. I always wanted to do a movie with you. You laughing is one of my favorite things. Hey, Judy, it's me, Mark Wahlberg. I really want to do a movie with you.
Oh my God.
I think I could do something shirtless, and we can show America how sexy you are.
Oh my God.
That's something he would say. We got to show America how sexy you are.
Yeah, I did.
'Cause you are.
I did a movie with him.
You did?
Because you are.
Because you are. People don't know that. Judy
Do you
Greer.
guys-
She's fucking hot. That's too much.
Do you guys all get together and practice your accent so that you can turn it on and turn it off when you need to?
The Boston accent? Mm-hmm. You know, I never had it, so it's always been a phony balloon. Going back to Good Will Hunting.
Sure.
How do you like them apples?
Oh, God.
How do you like them apples?
That's just one of my favorite moments in movie history.
It's great. Have you heard Louis C.K.'s bit about it?
No.
How absurd it is that Matt Damon wrote the movie. He has his character say to another guy, do you like apples?
I know.
The guy says yes.
I know.
And he goes, I got a number. How do you like them apples? And you're like, only in a writer's
It's
world
so stupid.
would
and
he
it's
be like,
funny.
yes?
Well,
Like,
also
why would he say yes?
because they were 15. I mean, how?
No, I know when they wrote it. You
Yeah.
mean. No, I understand why they would write it, but like the fact that
I know.
it wouldn't happen in reality. There's no way that guy would be like, yeah.
Yeah, but Boston.
But he was a Harvard Boston, Michael
but
Bolton.
also, I feel like when he said yeah, he was like
No, that
Yeah.
guy deserves an Academy Award for that. Yeah.
That yeah, because his yeah wasn't like yeah.
No,
Do you have apples?
I know exactly his yeah.
His yeah
He's
was like
yeah, perfect.
Right.
That dude booked that part because
of yeah.
the yeah. What happened with you and Mark Wahlberg?
nothing.
I mean, like, what did you work on him with?
A movie a long time ago called 3 Kings.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Jim Gaffigan's in that.
He is.
He plays a paramedic.
Oh my God.
I always, when Mark Wahlberg is released from torture and he's quite happy. That's a different scene.
Yes.
So did you work with Mark?
No, but I met him. And then we did an
how's it
episode of the James Corden show recently together.
Oh, together.
Yes.
fun.
I don't think he ever, I mean, I don't know that I
Do you have
expected
that
him
problem?
to.
Do you remember? You might have shot movies with people you don't even remember.
100%.
Right?
Most of them.
I mean, up until recently when I saw Conan, I'd go, Conan, it's Pete. We made a show together.
And he like made your show.
Yeah, I know.
But I always do that. I always introduce
Yeah.
myself because and then I hate when people are like, dude, I know who you fucking are.
I
and
hate
I'm
that
like,
too.
also, can you just understand
Can
that
you
like
please?
I'm actually doing this for you?
I'm doing this for you. You think I like going,
Hi,
I just love saying
Yeah.
I'm Judy
What
and telling you where we met.
I love my name and I
Yes.
love my resume.
People need to stop it every which way.
Yeah.
You need to stop telling me
Yeah.
we met once
There
6
needs-
years ago in an elevator.
Oh,
Oh,
I have a really good one. I have a really
I thought
good
we were
one.
riffing on that. Oh, it was so great.
Oh,
Get
no,
the
but,
fuck
like,
out of here.
I-
Nobody remembers anything in an
Dude,
elevator.
I went to get a coffee at a coffee shop I never fucking go to. And I went in, I got the coffee or ordered the coffee. And there was a young, pretty girl who was ringing me up. And she goes, "You don't remember me, do you?"
This bitch is dead.
I was like, I'm like, bring it.
Yeah.
What?
What?
And then
What?
she told
What?
me,
She goes, I saved your life. I
I'm
saved
your
your
dog
life that
walker,
summer.
bitch. Yeah.
I come to your house twice a day.
No, that was Amy. That's Amy.
Amy.
I love you, Amy. No, she was like, you don't remember me, do you? Anyway, okay. I did The Voice. I voiced a character on an animated show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in and out of a recording booth. I'm setting the stage. You know, it's not like I'm on set for hours and hours and hours with people.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
I'm by myself in a glass box for like
That's right.
an hour.
You don't see them.
And then I leave.
You're in a You're in an upright coffin.
Yes.
For
It's
an hour.
often too cold.
And it's always too cold.
And then they're like, "Oh, we'll adjust it from in here in their room." Anyway, point is, this young girl, she was like, "I was the director. I'm his daughter, and I'm so and so's daughter," is what she said. Which I was like, first of all, the show was canceled a millennia ago. If I met her, which I'm assuming I did, it was because she came to like work with her dad, and then we went to, I like forced them to have a Christmas party. And so I think I met her at the Christmas party. But honestly, like,
Just don't do it.
this, like, you don't remember me, do you?
Don't
like,
ever say that. Don't say it.
why? Why do
Why?
people do it?
Maybe if I saved your life one summer. Oh my God, you don't remember.
You know who
And
didn't
even say it
remember
with
me
that
at
delivery.
all was I did
Mark
have to
Wahlberg.
reintroduce myself to Jennifer Lopez once, and I was like, I was in a lot of scenes with you in a very popular movie.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna say that's probably because I looked so grown up and pretty when I ran into her again. Anyway,
What movie was that?
The Wedding Planner.
Oh, Katie's laughing.
You think it's good, right?
I'm
I
girly,
know.
but I'm not that girly. I'm not watching The Wedding. I have seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leela's gonna like that one.
You think?
But she's really gonna like 13 Going on 30.
I bet.
It's
Well, I did that thing with Jennifer Garner. Aren't you friends with her?
yes.
I didn't really get to talk with her very
Yeah.
much. Then I hate that feeling when you're at the premiere and they're right there.
And you're like, I'm gonna have to be
And
like,
you're should I
I'm
say
Pete. I'm in this
something?
movie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, only you know the pain of being like, I was in it with
Oh my
you.
god.
Our scenes weren't together. But I was in this movie.
And it was a year ago.
And it was a year ago. Yeah.
And I have different hair.
You are saying everything. I had different hair. It was a year ago. And I was
I've
like,
gained a little weight.
And I've gained a
I
little
lost
weight.
a little weight.
Mine was my hair is short and
Oh
I've
my
lost
God.
some weight.
Yeah.
But I was in this movie, but
Yeah.
not with you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be better though. Just today, so I was talking about that. Bill Burr was on Bill Maher's podcast. I really enjoyed it. I was gonna text Bill and tell him that, but then what I'm trying to do is like be a little bit more deliberate. And I really want your take on this. On
Okay.
like who. I'm not saying Bill probably would have been like, "That's thanks, man. That's really nice."
Yeah.
But I'm like, instead, I texted my friend who recommended it to me. Just kind of keeping it smaller. Does that make sense? You're at the party. Talk to your wife. Talk to your friend that was in the scene with you. Maybe don't try to get that little affirmation hit from Jennifer Garner. You know, we've talked about this a lot on the show. You go up to her and you go like, Jen, I was in the movie too. And she's like, I know you were incredible.
Right.
I'm a huge fan of everything you do. Guess what? If that's true, she'll come up to you. So stop going to the hardware store for milk. Judy Greer.
Cheers. But yes.
What do you feel?
I feel that way, and I wonder sometimes about why, like for me, why I want to go up to that person.
That's right. That's a great question.
And then I think when you say like, talk to your wife, talk to your so and so, it's like, but we are at those premieres to mix and mingle. And one of the things, just to flip it, I don't know if I agree with this. I don't know if I agree with this, but one of the reasons to maybe go to those premieres is to meet the people that you weren't in scenes with. And to be
Yeah.
like, hey, we didn't have a scene together, but I love the movie. Especially if that person is like a producer on the film or something. There's always a word you can say, which is like, I love the experience. The set was so great. I had so much fun.
Experience. Oh.
We didn't get to meet, which was a bummer, but I was so excited to just like be in a movie with you or something. Like,
Yeah, that's great.
like things like that.
I wasn't one of the
Mark,
kings.
Yeah, no,
I wasn't one of the kings. The three kings were actually the wise men.
Yeah.
That bring Jesus, frankincense, gold, and myrrh.
Oh my God.
They're not in the movie.
No, they're
it's
not.
about U.S. Marine
Who
Corps.
knew? I didn't even read it.
But the whole time, I didn't even read it.
Someone read it to me.
Donnie read it to me.
Yeah. And I had to do it in the Boston accent, which he doesn't have, because otherwise I wouldn't know what he was saying.
I said, Donnie, put on more of the accent.
Yeah.
Because
'Cause I
these ears can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
I don't know.
And I'm sitting there.
Am I
and
doing
I'm
it at
waiting,
all?
Waiting for him to get to the three kings bringing Jesus the gifts.
We three. Did we have three
We
kings?
three.
Oh, we had kings in our movie.
We had so many Christmas
Boy.
songs.
Should we not talk
Should
about
we?
this and then redo and do a second, like a part 2 when
Are
our
you
movie
enjoying
comes
it enough
out?
to come back?
Yeah. Yes. Wait, we need to do a part 2 though when the movie comes out.
Well, the movie will be out in Christmas.
Yes,
In
November
Christmas. 8th. Is that when it comes out?
I think. Yeah.
You know this?
You don't?
Facts. I'm glad you know.
Someone opens our emails.
I don't think I'm on that. Oh, maybe I am. I have a real hard time looking at an email that's like more than 3. You know, if it's more than 3. Do you know what I'm talking? No, not people, but it goes back and forth more than 3 times. It gets into the 4, 5, 6, 7s.
Yeah. Here's
not
a hot
opening
take.
that email.
I have a tip. If any industry professionals are listening to this,
Yeah.
when you're emailing an actor, start a new thread.
What you just said could save
change
so much heartache.
All of our lives.
Katie, this is true for the podcast. People want to reschedule things.
Start
and
a new
then
thread.
Start a new thread. And the subject of this new email. I feel very strongly about this. The subject
so
is
easy. It's
rescheduling
so
Judy
easy.
Greer. Rescheduling
Yeah.
Judy Greer in the
Yeah.
subject. And you know who's opening it? Me. I'm not going back. I live in the now. Judy Greer, like, I can't even think of the subject of the one that began the whole thing.
No, who
What is this, the
cares?
Old Testament? I'm in the book of Acts.
Yo.
I'm in the future.
Yes.
I'm in the book of Mormon. That's how ahead of you I am.
What?
You're making me go back to Leviticus?
No one's going back to Leviticus.
Eat shit. Not
Honestly,
even the hardest core Jewish people are reading Leviticus.
Start
It is a
new
snooze.
thread.
Ruth on.
Can that be a hashtag and a t-shirt for the season of your podcast? Ruth.
Yes, Ruth on. Oh, my nose is kind of running gross.
I didn't
I'm gonna
notice.
wipe it on the back of this.
Even
that
grosser.
gross?
No.
How old are your kids? Are they
They're-
leaking on you?
They're one. What?
Did you get like the leaking? Like my daughter will kiss me and she'll just slime me, and it
Oh,
like doesn't
no,
faze me
no,
at all.
no.
You never got slimed.
No.
How old were
They
they
were
when you were
9
instant
and 12
family?
when I met them.
9 and 12.
Yeah. So they were sliming. They were done sliming on humans.
Yeah.
Until they started sliming on humans for different reasons in high school, but I was not getting slimed on for those reasons. Thank God. Weird. Let's change the topic. They're clearly now. Clearly.
Everyone loves that you went to it. We both were like, no, don't talk about
Judy,
her kids
no.
sliming. And then you saw it, and you could have swiped it away. You could have swiped left, but you swiped right.
I don't know. I know that's a.
I don't know what that is
I
either.
don't know which way we're supposed to
I'm
swipe
trying.
or not.
Swipe right is yes.
No, but now
And you went to the slime drift.
I went to the slime.
How old are they now?
24 and 27.
Whoa.
Well, technically 23 and 27, but he's going to be 24 next week. So
That counts.
Totes counts. In fact, we're taking him out tonight to celebrate his birthday.
Where? This won't air until after it's done.
I know, but I feel like people will think I'm cheap.
In and out.
He would probably love that. The Local Peasant in Sherman Oaks.
I don't know it.
It's a grand little place. I like it. The reason I chose it is because he works in the valley, but he lives over the hill, and I wanted to make it easy for him. So I was like, why don't we meet after work near your work so that you can just zip on over. We'll have an early dinner, and bonus, you'll miss traffic driving home.
Then you can go home.
This is
Have a
parenting
birthday slime.
adults with someone else. This is how you parent adults. You make their lives easy and you give them money every time you see them, and then they want to hang out with you.
You win them over.
Yeah.
What was your strategy coming in with a 9 and a 12, and here's the girlfriend?
My strategy. Well, the first time I met them, I brought cupcakes.
From?
Crumbs. Is that even still a place?
I don't know. Never heard of it.
They
are a sponsor, though.
Oh.
Put Modern Mammals on a cupcake from Crumbs. I have to say this. It's in my contract.
Not mine. But the
Modern
Crumbs
Mammals.
cupcake.
Sorry, excuse me.
Oh, you're doing it now?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
The Crumbs cupcakes were these massive cupcakes.
Okay.
They were huge.
And you didn't think that was a little sweaty or ham-fisted?
Well, my aunt, rude. I love a leading question. By the way, I'm trying in my personal life, I'm actively trying not to ask questions anymore.
Leading questions.
Like questions that, like, so I'm not supposed to like share my opinion or give advice unless asked for it. Like none of us are.
Oh, wait, is this a...
It's like a recovery thing.
I was going to say, is this a recovery
right?
thing? It's great.
So like,
wait,
but
say it
I
again.
find,
Don't offer your advice or opinion unless someone asks for it.
Yeah.
Like a vampire.
right.
Like you got to be invited.
Will you come into my house?
I completely agree.
So-
Even though I don't always live up to it.
Oh,
in
I'm the
fact,
worst.
supercut of me just giving advice now. We're
Yeah.
back in 7 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back.
I mean, honestly, I just want to give everyone I know all the advice in the world.
Can
and
I
somehow,
say to
yes.
talk out that side?
Yeah.
I love advice.
When you ask for it.
Even when I don't ask for it. Sometimes when I'm going through something, let's say I have an arrow in my shoulder, and then eventually I get it out. And then someone is like, well, the way you get it, you got to twist it while you pull it or something. I don't know.
Okay.
And I'm like, why didn't you tell me that when I had it in? That's how I feel about advice. That happens all the time. When I'm
Okay,
like,
but
you
what
had
about
the
this?
secret?
But yes, but what if someone is like, do you want me to tell you how you can get that arrow out?
Yes. In fact, I'm not trying to shit on Bill Maher, but what I don't like about him, one of the things that he does that I'm going to just say reminds me of other people in his generation, like my father, is that advice is just, you got to
Hand it
dodge that shit like the fucking
That's
Matrix.
my mom. My mom's the same way. My mom is like,
Yeah.
And so I come by it.
got all
come by
juiced.
it honestly.
I got real juiced
I
just
liked
then.
it. I
I'm sorry.
liked
I'm a
it.
little embarrassed by
Don't
how much fun
be.
I'm having. I wanted to do the Matrix thing, and your mom does it too.
Oh, I like the Matrix. Is that, what's the Matrix thing?
You know, bullet time. Bullet time. Got to dodge the
I
advice
really
like the
want
Matrix.
to watch that movie again. Anyway, I found myself in trying to not just offer advice, unasked for advice, asking questions that lead to me being able to give the advice.
Oh, you set the trap.
Yeah, I trap. So I've been trying not to do that. And I don't remember why I brought this up.
We were talking about in recovery, they say don't offer advice or your
Right, but why did
opinion
we bring
even.
that up?
Because we were talking about Mark Wahlberg.
Arrows?
I was saying, just going off advice, because I really like that. What do you get? I'll tell you what, I think I know what you get. If you stop giving advice, because some people, you give it, and there's sort of an inherent condescension, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or there's like it's certainly presumptuous.
Right.
Like, I would like your advice.
Or
And that can be triggering.
presumptuous that I should know better how someone should do their life.
And that you know it. In fact, on Bill Maher's podcast, Bill Burr was talking about how parents give advice. And he's like, how do I know you're better?
At parenting?
Because the kids are older. And he's like, yeah, but you might not have been good or good in the way
Yeah.
that I want to be.
Right.
And that is true. It's like giving young comedians advice. I wouldn't do that, you know,
Right.
because they're doing their own thing. There
Right.
are maybe some, we're both burping and I love it. We're both just trying. Just two people. Okay, one person in over 40 that's just working through some belches. This episode is brought to us by our friends at Modern Mammals. You guys know I hate shampoo and I love Modern Mammals. It's the non-shampoo shampoo that cleans your hair like shampoo but won't dry it out like shampoo. Meaning, for years, my strategy to look great for live TV appearances, shows, was just not to wash my hair until one day my hairdresser, Kat, was like, your hair is disgusting. It's like running a comb through wet cement. Please clean your hair. And Modern Mammals is what that is. Modern Mammals is the solution. It's like your hair was, it looks like it was, only cleaner, meaning it leaves just the right amount of natural oil in your hair to make it look perfect, not all poofy and fried out and dried up like normal shampoo. So that's why I call it a non-shampoo. It's a secret weapon. Now, if I want my hair to look great, I clean it, I wash it with Modern Mammals that day, and it looks perfect. It's just got the right amount of hold, it's got the right structure, and it's got that wave. So it is amazing. It is a game changer. It is the only shampoo that I use. Over 40,000 guys have switched to this instead of traditional shampoo. You got to see the reviews for this product. Once people try it, they never go back. I am definitely one of those people. I'm hooked for life. And it is a small punk rock grassroots company, and I love the people that I'm working with over there. These guys were just fed up with shampoo frying their hair and set out to make a shampoo that guys would actually use and actually like, specifically for dudes. They have bars, which are the no plastic version, which are no fragrance as well, or the bottles, which is the magic mud that I love as well. I love both of them. The bars are really easy to travel with. We're talking about 6 seconds a day to have perfect hair. Go to modernmammals.com/weird, where people can get a special combo deal and try both products, the bar and the bottle, for $44. That's modernmammals.com/weird. We're also brought to us by our friends at Exploding Kittens. I didn't misspeak. We're brought to you by Exploding Kittens, the makers of the best board and family games that I have ever found, meaning we were having a really hard time getting our daughter to eat dinner at the table until we found Exploding Kittens, which is the perfect screen-free time to spend with your children. Maybe your kids, like mine, too young to appreciate stand-up comedy or the teachings of Ram Dass. So try Kitten Games, a line of games made especially for kids, for the people behind the best-selling game, Exploding Kittens. These games are simple to learn and fun to play, even if you're a grown-up. I can attest to that. We love playing the best, worst ice cream. The best, worst ice cream puts kids to work, matching delightfully disgusting ice cream flavors, while secretly learning a little bit about strategy, critical thinking, and pattern recognition. It's also a low-key lesson about the dangers, I would say, of gambling, which they might need later in life. You never know. What I do know is that it keeps Leela busy and keeps everyone laughing. We also love My Parents Might Be Martians, which is like a kid's version of $100,000 Pyramid. I absolutely love it. So get into it. Every game in the Kitten game line was designed by a 4-year-old and her dad, so you know it's kid-tested and kid-approved. Go to explodingkittens.com and use code WEIRD to get 25% off. That's WEIRD at checkout at explodingkittens.com. Let's get into it. All right, everybody, back to the show. Okay, let's talk about Arrested Development. What do you remember? What do you remember from that drug-fueled haze?
It's crazy.
Well, Mitch Hurwitz did this podcast. He was wonderful.
He's the
Tony
best.
Hale did this podcast.
He's the
he was
best.
wonderful.
I mean, those two guys are amazing.
Yeah. True wonders.
Mitch is
Fucking
Mitch is
say it.
amazing.
You were going to say genius. I think he might be.
he is a genius, but
And
like
a sweetheart.
But like that's what I was gonna say. It's like he's too nice for how
know.
how much of a genius he is.
I know.
He's too good of a person.
He should sleep in a cauldron for being as funny as he is.
It's not fair.
Sort of the shape of the cauldron.
I mean, I feel
He's
like
waking up. Why do I sleep in that cauldron?
why?
But
We
he
need
looks-
a bigger cauldron.
He looks like he wakes with the gentle sun every day.
Probably
and
has
then
one
has
of
like
those
a green juice.
Yeah, presented to him.
By his loving children.
Yes.
Who kiss him, but gentle.
Not in a slime way.
We both knew.
Ooh.
Hey,
no,
you guys
he's-
talking about kids sliming?
He's so sweet.
He's back. Mitch is sweet.
He's so sweet.
So you did it, and you were famous for
Kitty Sanchez.
Say Goodbye to These.
Say goodbye to these.
Michael.
Spring break. Woo.
Yeah.
Glasses on, glasses off. Did I tell you? Did I tell you?
Oh yeah, where your eyes are crossed.
Yeah.
Can you do it?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I thought maybe it was VFX or something.
No. This is actually. I could do the rest of the podcast like. But anyway.
How are you able to see? Can you still see me?
I can see see two of you.
I can see two of you. It's so funny. I can see two of you.
Oh
my God.
I can see two of everything.
Oh, it's so funny.
It's just crossed eyes.
It makes me laugh. I haven't seen a good old, like, kind of like a
good old fashioned
a blacktop junior high.
Honey, your date's at the door. Hello, Ellen.
We are so close to looking kind of goofy. Just one Tokyo drift onto the inside.
Yeah. Well, when I got the script, it said that she had a wandering eye, and the eye was wandering all around. But like they never called to see if I could do a wandering eye. So I show up and I was like, I can't do a wandering eye. And they were like, oh, can you cross your eyes? I'm like, I can cross my eyes, yeah. And they're like, great. It's great. But what was really funny is that recently I went with my girlfriend to buy new glasses, and I was in the optical shop, and we were trying on different frames, and I always wear my hair up. And anyway, so like my friend's like, put your hair up and then put the glasses on and put your hair down. And now take the glasses off and put your hair. And it was like we were doing the bit from Arrested.
Yeah.
And the dude at the glasses store was like he was just like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, this is like.
He was a big fan.
He was a fan. And he was like, I can't believe this is happening in my store with the person who does like glasses on, glasses off, hair up, hair down, get the glasses back on.
What was the? I sound like Jiminy Glick. What was the set like? what was the?
I love Jiminy Glick.
Tell Judy. Tell me.
It was crazy.
What was the set like? But I am curious what the set. All jokes aside, was it tight? Was it fast? Were you in a machine? Was it loose? Was it creative? Were you riffing? Were you nervous?
Yes to everything. It was weird. It was like things went fast. Everyone was riffing. People were always yelling out, like, say this, say that, do this. It was one of the first jobs I did. I mean, I was younger, but it was one of the first jobs I did where like we could say or do anything. And I was so used to doing things where you like walk on, stand on your mark, do the scene, touch the places you're supposed to, and then you cut. It was also one of the first like sort of mockumentary style shows.
Yeah, it was back before that was sort of overdone.
A little bit. But no one had really done that.
Yeah.
So we had all these guys we had handheld cameras. We had like 2 or 3 handheld cameras, if I can remember correctly, just like always shooting. So we could just like go back and say another line, or like Mitch would yell something like, say, Judy, do this, or do it again, but like sit down on that line and look down. You know what I mean? Like it got really specific.
That sounds like heaven to me.
But it was so fun because if you said action, it was like, they would just roll until they had to stop. And then we could like keep playing it like, oh wait, let me do it again.
I literally sighed because I was like,
those are the days.
I
know.
But so many things, not anything specific, but like so many things, like even podcasts. It's like we forget that it can just be fun.
Right.
And it gets dried up and fried. It's so stupid.
It felt really
and
good.
like when you get into it, like, so Judd Apatow's style obviously is similar. It's like play and
I wouldn't
explore.
know. Cut it out.
Cut it back in. Make it so you say it twice. I talked to Judd this morning and I said you were coming on. And I said, we're going to talk about how great the TV set is. And he went,
so
the funny thing is nobody saw that movie.
Nobody
saw it.
But by the way,
I did sort of work with Judy because I produced that movie.
He did.
And
He put me in a movie.
David Duchovny plays basically me. Then you actually hear Judd talking. It's much better. It's a better voice. But I make it like this.
That movie's so good.
It's good.
But those were like some, and actually I did a Cameron Crowe movie a long time ago called Elizabethtown that also I don't think a lot of people saw, but
I was going to say,
one.
How'd that one slip on by?
No comment. So I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. I like to know comment. I just wanted to present.
Yeah. I feel like the thing that was fun about Cameron's set was that Cameron would yell things out. He would play music, and I was like, "How can you do all this?" And he's like, "Well, edit it out. Like it's fine. Like I'm here to like make the mood, make the feeling, make the scene."
Can I give him a box of Crumbs
honestly
cupcakes?
because it
that's
was like
incredible.
And he would be like, I remember there was one scene. It was like my coverage for a big scene. He was like, "What song do you want to hear?" He would like play whatever I wanted. He was
Under the scene?
Yes, like he would play the song so that I could hear it, and to this day I do that now. You know, we have these like smartphones and these apps where you can listen to pretty much anything.
Spotify's great. Yeah. Don't type in Marky Mark. That's not me anymore.
I know.
I'll fuck you up. That guy's dead. I killed Marky Mark.
Thank you.
I put his body in the fucking Charles. So you say Marky Mark to me, you'll be swimming with him.
And it is scary when he does it.
I didn't like it.
I
didn't like when it was coming out of my face.
I did. I did like the
loose style.
And
Can I say,
I do
when he
miss
plays
that.
the music or you play music in a scene, it ruins the sound though.
somehow he did it and it didn't.
It dropped the sound. You didn't do it as ADR.
I don't remember doing it. No, and it was like he just was always it was all just very chill, and it was always, and so again, like back to Arrested Development, like I didn't do that many episodes, so maybe maybe Tony has a different experience of the show. I know he does, but for
What
me,
does that mean?
because I've spoken to him about it,
Yeah,
he
but
was
what
there
was
all
it?
day, every
Speak to
day.
it.
I'm not talking for him. You talk to him. What you get him to say?
You said that like Mulaney. I'm not talking about him. Whoa.
But my experience was that it was like, it was fast. It was funny. It was like anything goes, do whatever you want. Wait,
Play.
not that though. Don't do that. Go back again and don't do that. Like that was fine though. I don't know. I really liked it.
Oh, you got a couple.
I don't remember specifically, but I'm assuming I did.
Yeah. Well, what a great thing. I do find one of the greatest difficulties is to recreate an environment of play. And these things, these creative endeavors, these things that are supposed to be like dreams, you know what I mean? Or like playgrounds, or like playing with action figures or whatever. It's supposed to be childlike and filled with wonder. And a lot of times the thing that I've always, let me put it this way. I've always wanted to be on a thing where there's a blooper reel, and that's Arrested. You know what I mean?
Oh, it is Arrested though. Like Arrested is almost the blooper reel.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
The show is the blooper reel. I've just always, and it hasn't happened yet, been on a show where we're ruining takes because we can't tell me what you're thinking.
I've been on those shows.
Tell me.
You and I probably ruined some takes on
Oh, you mean our thing?
Christmas times.
We ruined a few. But I mean because of what's in the movie. Like we were just ruining probably like a
Because of our
heartfelt scene.
acting.
I don't remember laughing during a take. Do you?
We laughed during other people's coverage, which was so naughty.
We did?
Yes.
I don't remember.
When we were at the back, when you were doing the pretend lighting thing, we were out of control that day.
Well, we were there. Let me say this. If you're going to be an
We
actor
were not cool.
in the background.
We were not cool. We were naughty.
I don't remember a single time laughing.
You don't remember
when the kids?
we were saying swear words and someone came up and was like, "We can hear you."
Yeah, after Twat, it kept going after that. We enjoyed continuing.
I think someone told us not to say cunt. I think
No one was around. I want to say.
it was just you and me.
Yeah, but we had mics on.
We had mics on, but
Yeah.
we were like, well, no one's listening to what we're saying.
Usually you say a naughty flourish and you look to the sound guy to see him laughing.
Yes.
That's the fun of it.
Right. By the way, if I was a sound guy, I would learn how to never laugh so that people would keep talking and record all of it.
Yeah, like Robert Durst.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Did you watch that?
No.
Can you handle that stuff?
The
jinx.
Yeah, I don't. Yes, I can handle it. No, I haven't watched it.
I'm enjoying it. The end.
Fair.
What I remember from shooting our movie, it was in Winnipeg.
Twas.
You said, I remember really feeling seen because I was struggling towards the end.
Yeah.
And you're like, Pete needs to do a TV show in LA. He's not made for this. Which by that you meant...
How rude.
No. I felt seen. We were in Winnipeg for 2 months.
Yeah.
And no matter how many times my family came out or I snuck little trips home.
Yeah.
When I think about that apartment, and I'm grateful for the work, Dallas and Lionsgate, everybody. I really am. But when I think about that apartment and how dark it was and how freezing cold it was, I got real stuck. And the happy times were when I was on set, but there were like 13 other hours of the day.
Yeah.
And it got really rough for me. Here's my question for Judy Greer, though. You are made for it. Like, you do thrive at films and making them.
Yeah.
What's your secret?
Xanax.
Cross the eyes. I'm Mitch on I'm Mitch on the side. Cross the eyes.
Do it again with your eyes crossed. Xanax. Do it again right away. Xanax. No, I only recently got my prescription.
You got some Xans?
I got some Xans.
You living on Xanadu, dude?
Who's not? Why am I not little Carol Burnett?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Xanax.
Is that real? Are you on taking does that help you when you're filming?
No, I didn't take it. I was kidding. But I wonder if, well, there's maybe lots of reasons, but I'm an only child. I feel like
What do you mean?
I was just sharing that.
Yeah,
but I think
there seems to be a corollary there.
there's an element of like I'm used to, like, I don't know that it's big, like only children are really good at being alone, but like there's an element of like, I mean, I've spent my whole life like creating little lives for myself.
Yes.
I tend to bloom where I'm planted, which may or may not have anything to do with being an only child. But like when I get somewhere, I'm like, I rearrange the furniture. The candles and like throw pillows. And like, I'm not against like going and buying some decorative items for an apartment or a hotel room I have to be in for a really long time.
You're reminding me of the show Alone. I haven't mentioned Alone in a while, but a lot of the women do better than the men, and it's because the first thing they do is they make the space their own. It's a show where you're alone for months.
I don't know this show.
You live in the woods. It's crazy. It's wonderful.
This is a show?
You'll love it.
Unscripted?
It's great. It's on Hulu.
I don't watch unscripted
No.
television
Me?
as a rule because they're taking our jobs. That was a bit. That was funny. Alone on Hulu. Okay.
I don't watch reality TV because I'm better than it.
I do. Because it makes me feel better.
Hilarious.
Like I'm better.
You can...
I'm reminded.
You either get I feel better than it by not watching it, you feel better than it by watching it. It's brilliant.
I'm like,
it's
well,
really
I'm not that.
Well, at least I'm not that. She's at home.
She says 18 hours later.
Of
just binging. Well, I'm better than that.
Well, at least I'm better than that. Hagen does.
Next. I know. Domino's pizzas.
Domino's
Love
pizza?
a Domino's. I'm from Michigan. I can't help myself.
Didn't they change the rest?
I don't know.
So the Domino's you eat now isn't the Domino's we ate in 1985.
Potential.
You know.
That's true for potentially. But you know what's great?
Yeah.
Mr. Vegan.
All right.
Mr. Pete Vegan.
Don't get me started on. I do like asking. Now that I'm a vegan and I can feel proud of myself again, I like
Finally.
asking vegetarians why they won't just
Come to the other side.
why. There's like a little 3-inch
Yeah.
fence
I
to your
know.
right, and you could have the full
I know.
gamut.
I know.
Of animal rights, support, love,
100%.
all the environmental things, and you're like, as long as they're not killing them, do whatever you want. Like
100%.
Like why?
But then you didn't want to talk about veganism.
Oh no, I like talking about it.
We can talk about it?
You know when I didn't like talking about it? When I wasn't a vegan. I hated it because I was like, God damn it, I
'cause
know
I
you're
was
right.
I was like, but why? Why? And
You
then,
mean when I was eating meat in your presence?
yeah.
Is
but
that what you meant?
No, I didn't care that. I mean, I always like wish
No,
people.
I know you didn't mind.
But like, no, I'm not that kind. I always just think if you're going to eat meat, just finish it. Don't throw it out.
Yeah.
I can't.
I think I wrote a joke about that opinion of yours because I was
cool.
like,
Oh, yeah.
what chicken that you're stabbing is like, at least eat all of me. Like
Yeah.
it's just a game we play to make ourselves feel better.
But it does make me feel better.
It's fine.
There's something like a
No, there's a
dead.
value to it.
If you're gonna like kill it, eat it.
I agree.
Words.
Oh, but why don't you just go? By the way,
We were
the
talking-
flavor is friendly. Why you don't just step over the tiny
Oh
fence?
yeah, no. I mean,
The answer can just be cheese because people be loving cheese.
I was fine without cheese for a really long time.
Hmm.
And cheese actually has a chemical in it that creates, I guess it's dopamine in the brain. So it is like a drug.
Yeah.
And when you wean yourself off of cheese, which you have to do like sugar, it's
Wow.
not, it's
Oh,
not,
I've never heard this.
no, it's true. So there's a chemical that your brain makes that's like a good feeling chemical. I'm going to say dopamine, but I can't really and so
Either that or Oxycontin.
that's not a chemical our brain makes anyway. But when you stop eating it, you will crave it. You will
Yes.
crave it. You will crave it.
You'll
You will crave
withdraw.
it, and then one day you will not. So the trick to not eating cheese is to not eat cheese.
Yeah.
like it's like the same.
You have to get through it.
Yeah, you have to
You
get
have to
through
fight.
it.
It's the same with quitting smoking, quitting drinking.
Yes.
When you realize that your brain is just kind of like running out a program, like a resistance program, and it will end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That happens. So you went off cheese.
Yeah, I was
So-
vegan for a long time.
Oh. And then you went, well, what is it? Really?
No, I can
can't
tell
say it
you.
enough. In the spirit of friendship, not
Yeah.
judgment, what is it that keeps you on the veg side?
Laziness, and also this is so well, I don't think it's boring. I shouldn't say that. There's a thing that happens when a woman is in her late 40s, early 50s.
So in 10 years.
We're talking, oh, I love you. I'm going to pay your sponsors. I'm paying them. Like when you're hitting perimenopause and menopause, like your whole body, when you're a woman, like you go through this like second puberty.
Tyler Perry menopause, what?
Yeah. Perimenopause. Tyler Perry menopause.
What is Tyler Perry menopause? I make it sound like you said it.
Yeah. It is before you hit menopause.
Oh, pre-menopause.
Which is like 10 years
You have a 10-year window,
before you hit, like it
but
can
things
be,
are still chunky funky?
things start to shift. And
Oh.
so there's all these different kinds of things that happen in this period, which for some women can be like 10 years. For some women, it can never happen at all. It's just like one day your period stops. Some women, it's a few years. It's like every single person is different, but I don't need to talk about that forever. But one thing I will talk about is protein. And Xanax! I'll talk about protein all day long. The protein...
I didn't know. We did the whole movie without me knowing that if you just do that,
been
I'll
so
laugh
easy.
so hard.
Also, like if you were being like pilly, like some days you were pilly,
Never.
some days you were like, I want to go home.
Well, that's
And
true.
then I could have been like, Pete. Pete. Look at how happy I could have made you.
The darkness of Winnipeg could have been shielded away.
We needed to get you a special light bulb.
I know.
You were so unhappy sometimes, but sometimes you were so happy.
When my family was visiting.
You came to work some days. You were like,
No,
I
that's
got
true.
a lot done. I stayed up last night and wrote, or
That's
something.
not.
You were
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Keep on your thing.
no
Go.
back
Protein.
to. But my easiest, fastest answer is laziness because of the protein.
Yeah.
Because it was getting to a point where I was getting really busy, and I just like I needed to get more protein in my body because I was getting fat.
Interesting. Oh, what? I didn't think you were going to say that.
Yeah.
You were gaining weight because you were eating a lot of carbs or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't being a careful, like being vegan
Tricky.
is.
You can be, Lena Dunham has a term, she goes bread vegan.
You can be a bread vegan.
be a
You
bread
can drink
vegan.
Coke and have McDonald's French fries and be vegan.
Yeah. Although there's beef tallow. Or
Fair.
there used to be beef tallow in it.
There's not anymore.
Yeah, you're fair. Good to go. One vegan at McDonald's right now, but also feeling kind of judged. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. We all have different stressors that we carry around, big and small. If you're like me, they revolve around family, compassion, work. There's stress. And when you keep that stress bottled up, it can start to affect you negatively. That is certainly true for me. And therapy personally speaking, has been an incredible tool to have that safe space to get these things off your chest and figure out how to work through whatever's weighing you down before it bottles up and explodes and comes out in all sorts of behaviors that you just don't want in your life. I love therapy. It is, as I always say, greater than the sum of its parts. Speaking to a trained professional who knows how to create that safe space and allow you to let those things out is greater than the sum of its parts, meaning it's got a certain something about it. It's like dropping off a huge, heavy suitcase filled with bricks, emotionally speaking, and I always feel lighter, happier, clearer, and just make my life so much better. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, BetterHelp has made it easier than ever. Give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. You can even switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. So get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/weirdo today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/weirdo. Support your life. Support the show. We're also brought to us by our friends at Hostage Tape. You guys know this is the newest Pete's Pick I am most excited about because it has made my sleep, I'm going to say 10, 15 times better. Not only because it's helped with my snoring, eliminating my snoring, which Val and Leela are both pretty thrilled about, but it also means getting 20% more oxygen to my body, to my brain, getting me deep, deep, deep into that REM sleep. How do I know that? Well, one, I feel fantastic when I wake up, and two, I dream all night. And you only dream when you're really, really deep asleep, and the difference is Hostage Tape. What is it? Mouth tape. It's a special kind of tape you put over your mouth. What makes it special? Well, I've tried other types of mouth tape before, and they stink. Literally, they stink. They smell like adhesive. They're too strong. They take part of your skin off when you take it off in the morning. They're horrible. Not all mouth tapes are made the same. Hostage Tape has dialed it in perfectly. It fits comfortably. It comes off in the morning without taking your face with it. And it keeps you breathing out your nose. Don't be a mouth breather. Get 20% more oxygen, reduce your risk of sleep apnea, improve your oral hygiene, and eliminating bad breath. It does so many things, and snoring. So I tried it. I thought it was going to make me feel trapped. It's going to make me feel claustrophobic, be hard to breathe out of my nose. Something about it. You put it on your mouth, your brain gets the message, mouth closed, nose open. Sleep perfectly the whole night. It's never been an issue. Ever since I've tried it the first night, I haven't even napped without it. I'm never going back. I absolutely love it. And if you want to try it, you can try it for free and see why they are the official sleep and breathing aid of the UFC for a reason. They are the real deal. Just pay the $8.95 shipping and handling, and you'll get a sample pack and sleep better tonight. Sleep better the night it arrives for $8.95 shipping and handling at hostagetape.com/weird. You know I'm about it. Get into it. Let's note the time. Will you talk about smoking crack?
I'm not talking about smoking crack. I knew you were going to ask me about this. I knew you were going to ask me.
You have to talk about smoking.
No, I don't. I'm not talking as I didn't smoke the crack. So therefore,
Please.
no. Because it makes me sound like a crazy person, and I'm not.
Wasn't it by accident?
Yes. Ish. Yes. I refuse to talk about it. Next topic. Pass.
Can we keep you not wanting to talk about
Yes.
it? Okay, that's all we need.
You can keep
What
that.
about the fart on the airplane that woke you up?
By the way, I'd like to just mention that this morning when I woke up, I was like, he's going to ask me about crack. And he's going to ask me about farting on an airplane.
Yes.
I was like, the two things I know he's going to ask me about are crack and airplane farts.
Farting on an airplane. I don't remember what it is. I wrote it down months ago.
But that one, first of all, I feel like more people are farting on planes than ever before.
I want to say,
Ever before.
if you look at how streaming and the internet gives us everything, Postmates, Netflix,
Yeah.
these things
Spotify,
indirectly
yes.
lead to farting on airplanes.
Tell me
I'm
more.
not joking.
But so
If you're just used to getting everything you want with no delay,
You're gonna
why would you
fart.
hold in a fart? You're watching whatever movie you want on your own personal screen, and you're supposed to hold in a bubbling gurgler?
No. I mean, but you and I fly a lot.
And I smell all of them.
Someone is always farting on a plane.
I miss COVID. I miss COVID.
But
I miss the masks.
you can still wear a mask.
You can still wear a mask.
You can still wear a mask. But the farting
I put
on
a
the
little
plane
eucalyptus in there.
Do you?
Little eucalyptus? No.
Oh God. Don't. Oh.
I'm
it's
coming,
really
Judy.
good.
I'll find it.
It's good.
The impression?
Yeah.
It'll get better.
No, it's good. But it doesn't.
It'll warm up. It takes a while.
Ooh, I don't like it.
Judy Greer, wonderful actress, America's best
I
friend.
love
Make
her.
America's best friend great
Yes,
again.
yes. Oh. More
Sexy
people. Make her sexy.
Show America.
Make us sexy. I can't do any
Judy
accent.
Greer.
I don't know.
Judy Greer, great friend.
It's so disturbing. It's
I know.
good.
I'm coming. I'm coming back.
It's like. Is that him at night?
What, he's coming? Like ejaculating?
You said it.
Red, white, and blue, my
Ew,
load.
he ejaculates red, white, and blue.
Here it comes. Oh, you said it.
You did.
I yes-handed it. Here it comes. I've got cotton candy
Oh.
here. Beautiful orange cotton candy on top. How come no one's ever called it cotton candy? It kind of looks like cotton candy. You can try it. It's orange cotton candy.
They should sell cotton candy, orange cotton candy.
I'm not even joking.
With his head on the cone.
Like, I think both sides would buy that.
Me too.
Like, you'd buy it as a joke to be like,
Yeah.
but you'd also be like, God, I love him.
Yeah.
I just want to eat his hair.
Yeah.
What about your inventions? Will you say any of your inventions?
Absolutely not.
You have great inventions.
I'm not saying-
There's one invention. I'm not going to say it.
Don't, because what
have
if I
one-
do my inventions?
You're not going to. And we all know that. JK.
Rude.
But
My
there's
dad
one,
is working on one
there's
right
one
now
that
for
I
me.
love. The dog one.
I know.
Is that the one your dad's working on?
No.
Because you had a couple that I don't feel as strongly about.
I know.
Which one is your dad working on?
It might be a new one.
Oh, you didn't tell me about it? Judy's
for-
an inventor. She's an inventor. She
It's a
invents great
knitting
things.
one.
Oh, I don't know the knitting one.
Right.
Great.
Yeah.
So you were saying,
The riches are in the niches.
and they get stitches?
Ooh.
And they get in ditches?
Yeah. They end up in ditches.
We were talking about being an only child, Xanax, and surviving a film set, but we're also talking about. I looked at Katie. I don't think I've ever looked to Katie. That's a new one.
I looked at her and
That's a
loved
new
her
move.
shirt because it has
No.
dogs on it.
I look at Katie. I looked to Katie to be like,
For help?
what are we talking about? Do you remember?
Well, we were talking about like making a place your own. We were talking about
Oh, the show
reality
Alone,
television,
reality
and
TV,
you said
very
the women
good.
always do better because they immediately
Make it their own. And
nest.
so you
It's
were
called
saying,
nesting.
yeah, that you got to nest. But here's what we're learning: nesting's not optional. Like you think it's optional. You'll
not.
actually go insane if you don't. Human beings need it.
And here is an example of a man who went insane and a woman who did not.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was just moving the couch like close to the TV, just like.
No, I
Horrible.
rearranged. My last hotel room I was in for 3 weeks, I rearranged all the furniture. It was
Yeah.
crazy. And I like had to cover some of the artwork, and
Fart on a plane. That's what we were talking about. So you were on a plane.
I was on a plane.
People are
This was
streaming.
pre-farting all the time on a plane. This was
it's a new
before.
thing.
It is a new thing.
It's a new thing
But
because
I
everyone
re-
has headphones in too, so it's open season.
And now
In the '80s, it would be like, "Burp, excuse
I mean,
me.
this was a
Like,
long
you'd get
time
caught.
ago, but I remember like I was sleeping. I was sleeping. All of a sudden I woke up to a sound. A sound woke me up. And before I could open my eyes to look around at where that sound could have come from, I realized the sound came from me. And I could not open my eyes for the rest of the flight because I knew that I was so
You gotta
mortified.
sleep it out.
I just was like this.
Sleep it out.
Because this is how people sleep.
Tense.
Tense.
Not too tense. There was one part that could have been a little more tense.
I wish I would have been sleeping in a more tense way. And I was like, oh my God, I just did that. Because I also think on planes, for the most part, you don't really sleep that deeply.
No.
So
It's half sleep.
it's a half sleep, which is why a tiny little toot could potentially
Ruin.
wake you up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Whereas maybe that toot in a normal sleeping situation, in a bed,
I'm going to go
deep
fancy.
REM sleep.
REM sleep, you're not noticing the toots.
No.
You're in your dream and like balloons are popping, but you don't know what's happening in the real world.
So true.
Right?
Yeah.
Popcorn's popping.
I love popcorn.
I'm going to say I still remember the face of the steward who woke me up. It was like a 5 a.m. flight.
Tell you that you'd shit your pants.
Sir, I'm so sorry, but you've shit your pants.
I believe you've shit your pants.
Sir, we have a complimentary pair of United trousers for you to change into. Please
We
go
have
in
a
the small
sleep
bathroom.
shirt that you can wrap around your junk.
A sleep shirt. They're long shirts that cover your butt.
Well, there's my husband was just on a flight where they gave him a shirt to change into for the flight.
I'm not trying to be funny. I felt like that's what's happening on the Saudi Airlines. Like they give you stuff that other ones aren't giving you, like a 3-button, very long nightshirt.
A nightshirt.
And maybe a candelabra. And
Everyone has their own
Everyone has their, and a
candelabra
harpsichord. These are the times. So you don't mind shooting movies month after month, because you were doing our movie, and then you were like, after this, I'm going to shoot this other movie with Emma Thompson.
Yeah.
And you were excited.
Yeah.
And I was at a point where if I was booked a movie for a week after the movie we were doing,
Yeah.
I would have 100% said no.
Yeah.
And you just Tarzan vined to the next one.
Yes.
How you do it?
Well,
I know you nest.
I nest.
You surrender?
Yeah.
Or do you just love it?
I love it. I love it.
You do love it.
Yeah. And there's always there's a reason to go and there's a reason to not go. There's a reason to say yes, a reason to say no, right? But all the reasons, saying no, because I just wrapped a movie. I was already gone for 2 months. I really miss my husband. I really miss my dog. I really miss my house and my friends and my life in Los Angeles. But then the reason to say yes outweighed, not that the reasons to say yes were more important than those reasons in a big picture, but it's it is my job to act. So sometimes I have to take jobs that are jobs, and sometimes I get to be an artist. And this one was I felt oh my gosh, I'm being an artist. In a perfect world, I would have started it 3 months after our movie.
Right.
But that never happens to me. And it turns out that everything was melting and we needed to be outside. So it was really good that we started when we did. But weather-wise and stuff. But but I also really like it. And I've made a life for myself where I don't have a little kid at home. I don't.
Yeah.
So I
You can be an assassin,
can be an assassin.
which is awesome. You are tremendous. And on one of the days, a lot of my scenes, again, Dallas, I'm not complaining. That's the director. But a lot of my scenes weren't heavy lifting. On the one day that you were in a scene doing a heavy lift, meaning a big chunk of dialogue, you had a scene and I was just there, but I got to watch you act very close. I was very close. I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure that afterwards I was that was a privilege, and I really meant it. And you really were doing. I really do admire real actors. I'm not saying I'm not a real actor, but there's dyed-in-the-wool actors. I like to act. I like to perform. But I don't know. I was watching you and I was like, wow, she's really, I don't know. What's your secret? I really do mean what are some of the great things? Because going back to what we started with, Planet of the Apes. I'm just kidding. I just start listing movies. But you've consistently worked. So the jury's out, man. You're very, very good. What are the things that I don't want to say the top 5, but what are the things that you picked up along the way that you try to absorb into yourself that makes you so good at acting? That's a really long
It's a
way.
by the way, it's like a very, very lovely compliment. So thank you.
I loved it.
Thank you.
But every take was different,
Yeah.
and I believed you. You were one of those, like, people ask me, like, how did you cry in that scene? And I'm like, well, I was remembering this time that and you were always like, you didn't even say my character. You'd just be like, I just really want to get this pageant going. Like, that's the story. That's the story of the movie. But all the great actors I know, you go like, how did you make yourself connect to that scene so well? And they were like, they'd just say the character's reason.
Yeah.
And that's what I would see in you.
Thank you.
I'm just looking for any acting
tips,
but like really more than tips, like just like not more than tips. I am looking for tips, but like when did you start to click? Who taught you and what did you learn or what did another actor tell you?
Well, I guess I feel like I feel like I got better when I met my husband. And I think it's because I felt very tortured before I met him. And there was like a happiness and a lightness and like a really like true love. And I sound really probably like this is an eye roll to your listeners, but and watchers. But like there was something that was real in my life that felt like I had to protect it. And I don't know, that feeling was like an explosion of love that made me be able to find compassion for all these made up people that I play. Because I think either people have that kind of love that they're trying to protect or they want that kind of love and they can't get it. And so
Cute.
I don't know, maybe? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's adorable. It's more than adorable. It's wonderful.
But that's also like to say like, oh, I'm upset or I'm like feeling emotional because my character really wants the Christmas pageant to go well. It's like I think it's, yes, that's it. But also, you know, there were these kids that everyone hated and they were like actually like fucking mean to these kids. Like these kids, like the movie is funny and beautiful and light. I haven't seen it yet, but those are the things I mean, that's on the page that it was like so beautifully written and like a really like touching story, but it's a Christmas pageant. And these bad kids, there's bad kids in town and they shouldn't be in the pageant, but no, they have to be in the pageant. And it's like, but when you really, really like break down just like the true, honest, like story, it's that like these kids don't have a home. Basically, they don't have parents.
No,
they don't have anyone providing for them. Everyone in town is mean to them.
No.
They're totally on their own, and that's fucking awful.
I agree. The scene where I dropped a ham off to them in their little cold house, that wasn't hard for me to be kind of like, you know, find the face.
I mean, I think too sometimes that like when you're in, like when I see great performances on stage, I'm like more blown away by that. In some ways, because you really have to sub in a lot of shit there. When we're in a movie, it's like you're walking up to this disgusting house.
It's really there.
It's there. You don't have to like.
I'm gonna, for fun.
I'm
gonna throw this at you.
Throw.
So there's this. We're talking about. It was a book, so people might know what we're talking about, called "The Greatest Christmas Pageant Ever."
Yeah.
And that's the movie.
Is it the best Christmas pageant ever, or the greatest?
I thought it was the greatest, but maybe it's the best.
best.
The best Christmas. It is the best. I fucked up.
No, you didn't.
So anyway, there's a scene where we're watching. It doesn't matter. It's an emotional thing.
Yeah.
And they're pushing in. Pushing in means the camera is slowly on a dolly on tracks, moving towards both you and I.
Yeah.
And take after take, 3 takes, we're watching, and we're supposed to be blown away.
Yes, by the beauty.
By the beauty.
Yeah.
And what we're actually looking at is the shiny bald head of the camera operator. That was our eye line.
Doug.
I'll go with it. I called him secretly buff because one day he was wearing a T-shirt and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, buddy.
So secret buff is moving in, and we're literally, eye line means where you're supposed to look to make it look like you're looking at the stage. So there's no music actually playing, pretty sure.
Oh, no.
And there's nothing to actually look at.
No.
So I'm going to challenge you and say, in that scene, I was thinking about Leela being old enough to be in a pageant and how much that will mean to me. But I'm going to say 2 out of the 3 takes I was able to get like tears and you did it every single time. So I'm going to slap aside your idea that you're in the movie and it's actually happening because you and I looked at a bald, secretly buff head over and over and over, and I was really blown away that you were doing it every single time.
But we had watched the pageant for like a full day.
But that makes it worse. You watch a baby deer be born over and over and over, you stop getting aroused eventually.
Look, your heart goes away.
You know, after 5, 6, 7, 8
births.
8 squirty deer births. Oh, blah. I'm just saying, there's a side to acting, and Guardians of the Galaxy, I haven't seen it, but you were in that.
I was a voice in it, yes.
A voice.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for some time you were on a green screen talking to a tennis ball. I know you have.
Dude, Planet of the Apes, man.
P.O. the Apes. I don't want to say planet anymore. You got to keep up.
That went out with
Planet's
the
out.
meat.
Planet's gone.
Okay. P-O-A.
You say the P of the Apes. So you had to act with a lot of T-balls?
Yeah, I mean, we were all wearing like Velcro bodysuits and like we had weird helmets on our heads and like dots on our faces and cameras.
Were you
like,
an ape?
Yeah. How dare you? I can't believe I even had to tell you that.
Sorry.
Rude. I want out.
But I feel like we're friends. I did light research.
Kidding. I'm totally kidding. Yeah.
I didn't know you were an ape. So you were a fake ape.
We were apes.
All right, you were a real ape.
I was acting like a real ape.
And you had to act. So I know you were like on a surgical, clean soundstage.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Well,
What's your secret there?
I don't know. Andy Serkis was like, well, my scene that we shot.
Is he Gollum?
Yeah. But he's also Caesar.
I know he's Caesar.
Okay.
Is that like calling Mark Wahlberg Marky Mark? He doesn't like to be referred to as Gollum?
No, I think he does. I just meant like, yes, he played Gollum, but
he was also Caesar.
But like those
Remember
scenes
Caesar salad obsession?
We both love Caesar salad.
We had every Caesar salad in Winnipeg.
Oh my God. And you know what? By the way, you know, 2 takeaways. Let me tell you what you've done to me. Caesar salad.
Caesar salads are so good.
Tiramisu.
Tiramisus are so good.
We ate every Caesar salad. We ate every Caesar salad in Winnipeg and every tiramisu.
Every Caesar. And Caesar salad is the tiramisu of the before meal.
It
If
is
you
the
nail
Caesar
it.
salad of the salad course. But what are you eating now that you can't have Caesar salad? You have vegan Caesar salad?
You can have vegan Caesar salad. I don't really fuck with that. You just eat romaine lettuce with olive oil. It's not the same. Look, there's a cost.
Nooch.
There's a cost. What's that?
Some nooch.
What's nooch?
Nutritional yeast?
Yeah, nooch yeast. Yeah, sure. It's so sad when you talk about it, but I don't give a fuck, dude.
Tell me why you're back.
I don't give a fuck.
I like it.
You know, one of my spiritual teachers, Rupert Spiro, put it that he's like, sometimes you just have a circle of things that you love, you know, your family and your friends. And he goes, and you know, sometimes that circle just starts to expand. And I was like, that's it. That's right. It feels good to love. It's not perfect.
No.
You know, there are things I'm doing that are fucking over animals every day.
Yeah.
I'm eating at restaurants that serve animals, so my money goes to, you know what I mean?
But let me argue.
It's not perfect.
But I could argue that point a little bit.
Hit it.
If everyone, let's say you go to a restaurant and everyone buys all the vegetarian food on the menu and nobody buys any of the meat on the menu, they're going to start ordering less meat.
Supply and.
Demand.
I can actually take that further though, because I've heard the argument that animals only exist because we're breeding them. So it's like if you save animals, you're actually not saving animals, you're preventing the conception of the animal. I don't know if that's true, but I've heard that argument.
I don't know.
It's like, it's not like if we stop eating enough meat, we'll just start seeing cows hanging out.
That's not going to happen.
Right.
We're breeding these animals to eat.
No, I know. But they only exist because we're breeding them.
I think there'll be cows.
You think there'll be a nice cow village?
Yeah. There'll be some cows. But the thing is, like, there'll be some cows.
Some loose cows.
Like a cow here, a cow there.
Chickens are gone. Because chickens in the wild, my dog would fuck up a chicken. My dog has caught our chickens. There's another nice vegan loophole. I'm eating eggs because I have chickens. And
Oh,
those
that's
chickens
different.
have lives better than some dignitaries in third world countries.
I would eat my chicken's
I
eggs,
didn't know how to finish that riff. I'm just saying they got good lives.
but I would eat, like if I had chicken, I would eat its eggs. And I actually don't know if I would even have a problem with like
Eating that chicken?
eating the chicken, eating the cow that I raised. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think like I think that there's a relationship to meat that we have lost.
Yeah.
And so
Avatar style. Which is really just a movie about Native Americans.
I don't know that movie.
Yeah. Avatar?
I mean, I've heard of it. I'm not an idiot.
Have you seen it?
No.
I've never seen. I'm not even going to say the movie I haven't seen.
Star Wars.
Worse.
Indiana Jones.
Just took Leela on that ride yesterday. Wasn't ready for it.
Oh.
I've never seen in its entirety.
Schindler's List.
Worse. Question mark? Worse. The Godfather. Or The Godfather 2 or The Godfather
Maybe
3.
you are a girl.
Right? The night Valerie and I met, my beloved bride,
Yes.
we bonded over the fact that neither of us had seen The Godfather. The night we met, we made a pact to never see it. And we haven't. And I'll tell you why.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and I've never even been tempted to see it. And I'm going to tell you why. I've unpacked it. My dad just loved. They kind of touched on this on White Lotus, how like there's this weird romanticizing of like violent, chauvinist male culture that I just. I'm not saying that's what The Godfather is. I haven't seen it. I'm just saying, like, I can't watch that without thinking about my dad just being like, those were the fucking days.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how he feels, but
I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like to feel that way. Like that those were the days. I mean, I can't really argue with you because there's a lot of classics I haven't seen.
Casablanca.
Loved it.
Haven't seen it. I know I have seen it, but I haven't
No.
seen it as a grown-up.
Oh, it's so
Is it good?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know why.
Okay.
Might be just good to me. So I love that movie. I love it, love it, love it.
Really?
But I haven't seen some of those other like
Citizen Kane?
important- Yeah. I've seen Citizen Kane. Seen
Rosemary's Baby?
yes. You know, during the pandemic we
Don't Look Now?
The babysitter's dead? Wait, don't tell mom the babysitter's dead.
Don't
Seen
Look Now,
that.
I Know What You Did Last Summer?
We printed out the like AFI best 100 movies of all time list, and we were like during the pandemic, we were like, we're gonna watch all these movies.
Val and I tried to do something like that. We got to Tootsie and we were like,
Tootsie's
I
one of
can't.
the greatest movies of all time, though.
I know, but during the pandemic, we needed more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, we need Tiger King or better. Like, talk about dopamine.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not here to like sit through a film. I want you
Yeah.
to fucking
I
just
know.
slap me around.
Schitt's Creek over and over
Exactly.
and over.
The Office. Just get to it.
Yeah, we watched an episode of Schitt's Creek every single night before we went to bed
People
because
say it's great. I haven't seen it.
it just was like, it just makes you feel good.
Apparently Netflix has figured this out, is there's a type of TV that a majority of us are watching. I'm sure you've heard this in town. That like most of the streamers are like, guys, most of what people are watching is shows from the 90s and early 2000s. Like we're just watching old stuff.
Yeah.
Not all of us, but like people. I have a joke. My own little crowd data is I do a joke about how I watch The Office every night with my wife, and it gets this huge response. I'm like, I think that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get people to watch like the new season of, maybe not Black Mirror. People love Black Mirror, but you know what I mean. It's hard to get people to watch new stuff.
It's weird though. I don't understand
ever
the
see a
business
ghost?
right now, but have I ever seen a ghost?
Sorry, I thought you were done.
Oh, I did.
You did?
I saw my dead grandmother.
What do you mean?
I saw her.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm glad I did though.
I saw her in the audience of a play that I was doing.
Was she booing?
No, she was sitting there watching me, and I went up on my lines, and it was Moliere, so it was in verse, and I had to I looked out in the audience, and I saw my grandma. She was sitting there.
Was anyone in the chair?
Yeah, but like it was my grandma.
But like when you looked again, like
Yeah.
it was someone else?
Yeah.
Did that woman look like your grandma?
No.
So the woman that was there How much not like your grandma did that woman look?
I don't remember. I just remember thinking that's not my grandma.
Yeah, but how much like your grandma did she look?
I don't remember. I was like 21. I wasn't like 21. I was 21.
I really wish we knew. Because if it
You
was
would like to see a side by side?
a Korean man
Then you'd be like,
with
oh
a
my
beard,
God.
and you were like, it was grandma for a second. But if it's like, a lot of grandmas look alike.
And go to the theater. I get what you're getting at. But can I just have this?
You can absolutely have it. In the theater, though, isn't every theater like, we have to sweep or Marley comes out? You know what I
There's
mean?
a lot.
That's from Only Murders in the Building, basically. But like, there's a lot of like ghost.
A new show that people love.
There you go. Starring two old stars. Like this,
Yeah.
that I don't mean old, I just mean like two stars that are nostalgic.
Yeah.
So when I'm trying to sell a show, they're like, could you put John Larroquette in it? It's like
What about
it's
John
like that.
Goodman?
Put John Goodman in it. Yeah, you put some tether.
Tom Arnold.
Put Tom Arnold in it. Yeah.
You and Tom Arnold
Classic.
winning.
You think so?
I don't know.
I like Tom. I've never really talked to him much.
Yeah, that's. I remember when
Ghosts in the theater?
my stepdaughter told me that she was watching this show and it was really good, and it was called Friends, and I was
Hilarious.
like, "You don't get Friends. I mean, you can watch Friends, but Friends is mine. Friends is mine. You can borrow it,
Yes.
but it's mine."
I've been thinking, I've never watched Friends. Been thinking about
Yeah.
watching it. No?
Oh. Yeah.
Yes?
There's a reason,
What
dude.
with all those faces?
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Matthew Perry.
Oh, like I wouldn't watch it for Morning of Matthew Perry?
No, I thought maybe it made you want to watch it. It made me want to rewatch it
Oh. To see?
just because he was so great.
Yeah.
He was so funny. The show's so funny.
Yeah. I worked with a lot of the writers, and they were very, very funny.
Yeah.
Very, very funny people. You think I could rewatch it?
I think so.
Ever see another ghost? Do you have a
No.
better ghost story?
No.
Just kidding. I liked it.
No.
You ever almost die?
How would I know?
Here's how you know. Ready? Whew, that was close.
No, I have this
Jesus.
theory. In that way, no. Not in that way.
Riptide? You were never sucked out by a riptide, and your
Well, I
dad
thought I was dying, but everyone was like, "You were fine."
literally a riptide?
Yeah.
So my guess was correct.
Yes. Thank you. Now I feel like
This
I am with a
is-
ghost.
look.
And the ghost is whispering in your ear.
I'm going to say
things
something.
about me.
I would listen to this podcast because it's audio of two friends talking.
Yeah.
What's more comforting
told me
than
this
me just
when-
being like, my guess was right, and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That was it. 100%.
I told you what?
You told me when we went to dinner at that really yummy place. It was like our last dinner together.
I will say this about the snow. What's better than coming in from the cold into a cozy? Is it that one?
Yeah.
That one was cozy.
And we walked there.
Yes.
It was like our last dinner.
Yes.
And
What was
we
it
had this really, I wish I could remember. We had this great meal and we had great conversation.
Yeah.
And you said, our podcast is going to be so great. Because look at this. I wish
Yeah.
we were, you said, I wish we
Yeah.
were just recording this.
That's true. There's a lot of times when
I'm
Val
sure
and
with
I
people,
have conversations where I'm like, God damn it.
I wish we were just recording everything.
Well, not really, but like sometimes I think a great conversation, there's a morning for me. I'm like, that was great. It was great.
Yeah.
And even the two people involved, you'll remember it differently. Talk about the night Val and I met. We disagree on the first thing I said to her. And I'm like, I'm so sure it was this.
But this goes back to, I mean, you're probably right.
Go ahead.
No, but it goes back to the thing about like, have you ever almost died?
That I was right, not Val.
Yes.
She's got that lady brain.
I know, we don't know what we're talking about.
Whoops-a-doodle, too many recipes.
She's probably thinking about her hair or brushing it.
Split ends.
Tampons much?
Did I put that tampon too deep in my twat?
Was that the right hole?
Uh-oh, tampon in the booty again.
I'm getting more flexible.
And tampon. Start small. Start with a tampon. If you want to experiment with ass play, start with a cotton tampon.
A light day. light, like a regular.
The little ones. An OB. They look like little bullets.
Tiny.
Little bullet
No,
ones.
I was gonna say about the near-death experiences that I always like have this fantasy that when I die, like in defending your life, I will be shown a movie of all the times I almost died.
You're showing a movie.
A movie, a film.
It's me, Albert Brooks. I'm trying.
I can't. They'll show me a movie. I'm crying. They'll show me a movie of all the times I almost died.
This is when you almost died.
This is when you almost got.
Judy, you were almost hit
Like-
by a car.
Yeah, or like someone following me down the street.
I don't
or
like that one.
You don't like that
Let's keep
one?
it like waterfall.
Oh, you almost went in a waterfall.
No, I like all your riffs.
Oh, that's
No, I
tough.
would like that. I've had that same thought.
Yeah, right?
You get the highlight reel.
Yeah.
I'd also like the highlight reel if we're picking our afterlife.
Yes.
And this is a little more self-serving and it's embarrassing. But the times you made a difference to someone and you didn't know. Like you smiled at somebody who was very, very depressed and just something about a brief connection made them go like, I will take tango classes and meet the love of my life or something. You know what I mean? Because when I'm depressed, I feel like nothing we do matters. And it's so close to when I feel my best, which is everything we do matters. I know everyone, you've heard me say this before, but I'll say it every time I think of it, is like when you realize that if I say Italian food, how much more likely you are to have Italian food tonight when you're just randomly pick. Like we're so impressionable that a smile at the airport really could make someone go like, I will go to my daughter's wedding. Like just like we're so impressionable.
I was just a minute ago being like, fuck that fucking cunt. I'm not even sure she's mine. But that tall guy just smiled at me. And you know what? I think I will go.
You know what? I will go.
God damn it, I will go.
That idiot on the moving walkway just smiled at me. I will go to my daughter's.
It might be more like, this is a good tie. But for me, I'm like, maybe I made a woman like her blouse more that she didn't like it before. And you're like,
Yes.
I'm going to repair my relationship with my daughter.
It's time. Someone has to pick up the phone first. And that golden retriever man just smiled at me. Julie, I'm coming.
It's Paw.
Chicken. Yeah, he picks his meal.
Oh my God.
In my mind, they were estranged. Yeah, they were estranged, and he decided to go for it. So I want, in my defending my life reel, the moments where you do let someone merge with you in traffic. Those micro decisions. I know the dark example is somebody's going to hurt themselves, but I think that stuff matters. Like little things. It's a cliche, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
I think it matters.
I was at a place last night where people share things, and
An orgy? No. Let's just say I was somewhere where there was a lot of sharing.
there was a lot of sharing physically.
There was a lot of slimy
there's a
sharing.
lot of physical sharing going on. Which will also, by the way, this bit will play nicely with what I was really meaning, which is that we were talking about like a softening.
Uh-huh.
So there was sharing and softening.
Bad combo at
Yeah,
an
I know.
orgy.
We don't love that. But I was thinking of so I've been thinking about this idea of a softening, right? Of the things that make me go, ugh, like the butt pucker, right? Like someone wanting to get in traffic and being like, fuck that guy. I have fucking been waiting
Yeah.
in this line and I'm going to miss the light.
Yeah.
Like a softening.
Yeah.
And by the way, the softening isn't even necessarily that you let the guy into traffic. It's that you're not like, fuck that fucking guy.
Yeah, you can not let him in, but without kicking him out of your heart.
You can just be like, not my turn.
Yeah.
Or like whatever. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be that like, ugh.
Or when you get cut off, which happens,
never
going,
to
I guess
me.
it's my turn.
I know. Yeah.
It's you?
Never to me. Just kidding.
Never to me.
But yes, like to not be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
The softening. Like just
The
like a
No. I mean yes.
Oh.
Yes. I said
I
no.
thought no meant no.
Wait, you're an actor.
Does no mean yes in this room?
Can you acting? Are you precious about your acting? You're not.
I don't know.
In
why.
this scene, I'm going to say there's a way to say no that means yes. Like you were saying, there's a softening. I was like, no. But I meant,
right.
no, you're so right.
Yeah.
Do you think you could do it?
Right now?
Yeah.
No. Wait. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you could.
I
saw
could
you
if-
just kind of no.
I'm like worried about
it's
it.
like that.
No, I know what you mean. But
it's like that.
I think
it's like a
the
high
no.
no.
Because I think
Yeah.
the no
It's
has to come, has to be like the thought doesn't come after the no. So it's like no, because you're like no, yes, because you said yes. So yes,
no,
it can be done.
No. I was just doing it. That was
Softening,
pretend.
yeah.
Pass if you want.
Okay.
I remember John C. Reilly, we were talking about acting, and he was saying, well, just
Pass.
kidding. Pass. I just wanted to do a little bit of it. We were talking about an audition that, and I always forget the actor's name. The audition was Just Look at Me Like You're Going to Kill Me.
Oh, please.
Do you think you could do that? You don't even have to do it.
I know I don't have to
Could
do
you
it.
do
and
it?
I'm not, I mean, I've done it
You've done it?
in movies.
You've done the I'm going to kill you face?
I've tried to.
What movie?
The one I just shot.
What face did you do? That
I
one?
don't know.
Were you comfortable doing that?
It's more.
Sorry, that's leading.
No, it's okay.
I'm saying I would have such a hard time even just pretending to look at someone like I was going to kill them. Like after they yelled cut, I'd have to be like,
Yeah,
sorry.
I always do that.
you do?
Yeah.
You say sorry?
Or I'm like,
Check in.
I have to make a joke to like, it's like I have to make a joke in case it was bad so that I'm in on it.
Oh, your performance was bad.
Just in case. It's like a low self-esteem thing, which I'm sure as a comedian, hello.
Yeah, but what if you give a face that's so scary that you get the chills, like you really did in that moment become like a serial killer, and then afterwards, and you can almost see on your scene partner's face that they were scared.
Yeah.
Would you check in after that?
Well, we had a moment like that in the movie, and like the actress I was working with in this one scene, she was like, that was crazy. That was really crazy. And I was like, it was really crazy. I felt it too. And it was like, there's moments, but I don't think it's always with like I want to kill you. I think it's like, I think it can happen at any magical time when you're acting together where you like actually are connecting.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it is that you're connecting with a script that's already written with 1 million people around you or 100, lights shining in your face, cameras like, and you're having this absolute connection to somebody. So it's like, and that doesn't even happen sometimes at all on a job.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the goal maybe.
Yeah.
But like, so to look at someone, so in an audition, back to the thing that John C. Reilly said, like, I remember once that they said to me in an audition, like it was a scene where it was a science fiction thing and I get shot with some laser thing and I disintegrate. So I do the scene and then it's pew, pew, pew. And then I'm like, okay, thank you. And he's like, the director was like, you didn't finish the scene. And I was like, I'm sorry. And he's like, you didn't disintegrate. And I was like, you want me to disintegrate? And he's like, well, yeah. And it was a tiny room, half the size. And I was like, okay. And so we did the scene again. And then it was pew, pew, pew. And I screamed at the top of my lungs as loud as I possibly could in a room with several people in it and like crumpled into a ball. And I was like, there. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to act like I'm disintegrating? I mean, I didn't say that part, but I was like,
Kind of being a little passive aggressive?
a little bit.
Yeah, did you get it?
No. And I remember walking out into the waiting room and everyone was like,
What was that?
yeah.
Because they heard.
But I was
But it's
like,
kind of cool. What if he loved it?
maybe he did.
Could have
I
been a
don't
chance.
mean he clearly didn't. But like,
Oh, like they could tell that you were kind of saying "fuck you" with it.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I remember like in those moments, like so asking someone to like make a face like where you like I think you're gonna kill me.
Yeah.
That's not.
We don't like that.
We're not like dance monkey dance. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I was doing this interview once. We were at the Toronto Film Festival with Halloween when we rebooted the franchise with Jamie Lee Curtis, and I remember that was me and Jamie and Andy Matichak who played my daughter. So it was like 3 generations of Strode women, and we were doing all this press for the movie, and we were premiering at the Toronto Film Festival, and we were doing this one interview with this woman, and she was like, okay, I want you guys all to give me your scariest horror film scream. And I remember Andy and I were like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
we're
about
getting ready to do it. And Jamie's like, no, that is not acceptable. You cannot. And she was like, and I was like, it was such a learning / like, it was such a learning moment for me because she was teaching me like, oh, right. Like,
You don't have to.
I don't have to.
Yeah. Have some respect for yourself.
Yes. And it's like
Yeah.
when we're in a movie and it's a horror movie and it's supposed to be fun and over the top.
Yeah.
But like, we felt like in those scenes, like we're screaming, I don't know. It was something.
You're doing it real. You're finding a real.
Yeah.
You're not just
like you
doing
can't just
it.
like say like scream,
Right.
cry.
Right.
Like
right.
we're not.
Right.
That's
Robots.
not fair. Yeah, we're not robots.
I'm not
And
Chat
so-
GPT-4.
Exactly.
Sorry,
Which,
it's a
by the way,
sponsor, we have
every
to say.
20 lines of dialogue uses a half a liter of water.
What?
It's true. Of Chat GPT.
Oh, I thought this was complete, like just madness. I thought you were just being insane.
It's true. It
Every 20
uses-
lines of dialogue uses
every
what?
20 lines of Chat GPT uses a half a liter of water. Like it uses water. Like
That can't be real.
it is totally.
Katie, get on it. Katie, get on it.
I read it in.
That sounds like an almond fact. Like one almond is like 70 gallons of
Dude,
water
like
or
this
something.
is AI should is like
Water-based.
it's water-based paint.
Uses clean water, drinkable water. Can we be using potable water?
Ask the
What does it say,
Thank
Katie?
you, Katie.
It gulps up to 16-ounce water bottle every time you ask it.
What does it mean it gulps? It doesn't.
I'm assuming it has something to do with the servers.
The cooling.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it depends on where the servers are.
Wow.
Didn't
But it
want
does use water.
Are
didn't
you going
wanna
to tell your
believe
Luke
me.
Wilson story?
didn't
Wow.
want to believe me.
Judy,
Didn't
yeah,
wanna-
it's Owen. What was it?
ChatGPT.
Chat GPT. It's not quite right. Chat.
We'll get it when we
wow.
come back for Christmas times.
Yeah. Oh, we'll tease the Luke Wilson story.
Oh, I'm not telling a Luke Wilson story.
I think it's pretty harmless.
Mm.
He had a warming car. You got in it with him. He didn't look happy.
What are you doing in here? I'm cold and I'm a human.
What are you doing in here? Deal with it. That's your fart on a plane. You took up space.
I was a fart.
I wonder if we could get the real data on an airplane, farts on airplanes,
Farts on planes.
male to female ratio, the breakdown.
I just want to get real.
I'm saying it's
First of all,
91.9.
I feel like women hold in their farts way more than men in general. So if they're going to let go, like while they're
on an airplane.
sleeping, they might have more buildup.
Yeah.
This is just based on nothing, but
Yeah.
First of all, I would like to ask some real life flight attendants if we are correct and that there has been an uptick
They'd
in
know.
plane farts.
They would know.
They would know.
They know. They're up there. Serving the stinky skies.
Never not up there.
They're never not up there.
I have a friend who's a flight attendant. I'm going to ask her because she actually recently went back to becoming a flight attendant. So she'd be a great person to ask because
she'd
I
know.
could be like,
Do you remember there being this many
remember
farts?
like before you had your babies and now?
Yeah.
Was it as stinky?
Clooney?
Yes.
How's he?
Lovely.
Dreamy?
Always. Who has a bad
Judy,
thing to say about
Judy,
George Clooney?
Judy. Just low voice.
Yeah.
Judy.
Who has a Scout?
Scout.
You better not kiss me even though you want to.
Oh.
Hi, baby.
Well, we usually talk about the meaning of life. We talked about that a
Oh.
little bit when we worked together. Nothing major.
Did I tell you when we worked together that I know that not that I know, but that I figured out the meaning of life and immediately forgot it?
That sounds familiar. What is the story?
I was in Atlanta, where most people have their Nirvana experience. Most people who
At the Coca-Cola factory.
match outside of it after
No.
I've tasted all the Coca-Cola flavors.
They all have to be mixed together. We're talking vanilla.
a suicide
Unreleased
Coca-Cola.
cinnamon. Yeah, suicide Coca-Cola.
Suicide Coca-Cola.
Oh my God. That is our childhood.
Wait, you and I liked
Suicides.
Coca-Cola.
What do you mean?
Didn't we drink Cokes and Diet Cokes on
We
set?
did. Yeah.
On your eating days?
Get out of here with that shit. Get out of here with my eating days. That is annoying.
Today's the day I'm eating.
Today's a feed day.
It's a feed. That's what it was. It was
I
a feed
know.
day.
I'm the worst.
Oh my God. What about,
I'm the
can we please
worst.
tell the story about the bags of cookies?
I tried it on stage. It didn't work that well. It'll work here.
I can't.
Sometimes when I was missing, this is a real excuse, but I would be kind of not in a great way. You're already crying. And craft service had these bags of Famous Amos cookies. And each bag has what, like 8, 9, 10?
I was going to say 5, but maybe
Okay,
like 8.
5, 6.
5 to 8.
5 to 8. I think if
little
you're getting
cookies.
5 little cookies, that's a ripoff. I think it's like 7, 8, 9 cookies. And I
think about this all the time.
I'm a real addict. We're gonna
You're
get back
a
to your
binger. Oh, yeah,
meaning
for
of the
sure.
life story.
Binger.
I'm a binger. So I open one, and as soon as that sweet Famous Amos hits my tongue, I'm like, uh-oh. Because I'm depressed. Like I must have been missing my family. So I eat.
You were having a bad day.
I was having a bad day. I eat the entire bag. Then I eat 4 more bags. I eat 5 bags. Let's say it's 8. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. That's 48 Famous Amos cookies. This isn't even the funny part. The part that killed Judy was I said in earnest, that's not so bad. It's like I ate. It's like I ate 5 giant cookies.
No, you said each bag is only like basically like one of those giant cookies. And I was like, yeah, and you just ate 5 of them. Like you ate, I fully food shamed you, by the way.
You did.
You ate
did.
like those big cookies when you check out at like
Yeah, like a giant,
like a checkout set, like giant
like a novelty
cookie.
cookie. It's kind of a joke how big the cookie
No,
is.
you ate like 5.
I think each bag is like a giant cookie.
Like if someone lined up these cookies in front of you and were like, eat them all now, you'd be like, fuck off, fucker. I like myself. But
Oh,
then
no.
you were like,
I did it. I ate 5 bags. And I bet I stopped enjoying it halfway through bag 2. It was just an unconscious addiction in your face. By the way, when I was shooting HBO's Crashers, would shoot certain scenes in like Italian restaurants, and they were giving me pasta with olive oil. That's all it was, and garlic. And I was also being weird about food and probably just doing a lot of juice and smoothies. And in the scene, I had to eat pasta. And they kept saying, don't eat the pasta.
Yeah.
Because you're acting and we have to do it over and over. And I was like,
you were like a child actor that they had to tell. Like,
yeah, I know. But they were wrong. I ate every bowl of that pasta.
You loved it?
And I loved it. I was like the guy in
You
7.
were starving.
I was starving.
Wait, I thought it was Crashing.
Yeah, but in the movie 7, he the gluttony guy, he
no.
feeds them all the...
Yeah.
You immediately... No, I know.
I'm aware.
Would you do this acting game? It's one of my favorite things to do. It's called a fake up. You don't have to do it. I'm going to do it.
I'm going to cry.
Because it's fun.
Okay. Fake up.
Will you just be my alarm? Like a gentle alarm.
Okay. Do-do-do-do. 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 Do-do-do-do.
Would you do it just for fun?
Right now?
Yeah. A fake up. How was mine? B minus?
It was good.
It was okay?
I thought it was good.
It was my first take.
I felt like you'd already woken up once like an hour ago to pee.
I feel you. It wasn't very deep.
You weren't in a deep sleep.
So if you were directing me, you'd say, let's do it again, but be deeper asleep. Because I woke up right away.
It was like you knew you were like you probably peed and you were like I have another hour.
That's exactly what it was. And if that's what the script called for, it would have been perfect. So this, for yours,
I'm like, turn the camera around. We got it.
it's a deep sleep. And this Magic Mind is your alarm clock, that little bottle. And I'll give you a second to get asleep. You need to be... You need to be...
Does anyone do this? Am I a sucker right now?
I don't do this with anybody. We're friends. I didn't do this to John C. Reilly. I didn't get...
I haven't talked to you since we were at the movie.
We're LA friends.
Fair. It's only been like 2 months or 3 months since we wrapped.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, you live far away. Okay.
Okay, you're dead asleep.
Okay.
And we're rolling and action. I didn't for a second see it coming. You really got me because I was really like I was locked in and I was like, how's she going to do it? And you screamed disintegrated. You rebelled with your performance. I loved it. No second take.
No.
Print.
Got it.
Print.
Moving on.
Moving on. Oh, tell me the secret of life, and then.
No, I forgot it. That was the thing that
Yeah, but
happened
what
in
happened?
Atlanta.
Where did it happen? Where did you know
It happened in the apartment I was renting in Atlanta, which I think is why I purchased it.
I forgot about you buying an apartment in Atlanta.
It's because it's where I figured out the meaning of life.
Okay, so you're in Atlanta. You're in an apartment shooting a movie, and what? It just hit you while you were cutting.
I had a
celery?
lot of downtime because it was still like pre-vaccination COVID days.
Yep.
So they would fly us out.
And you had 30 days alone.
It was Atlanta, so no. They were like, have you gone to any bars or restaurants you like? I'm like, you're the COVID compliance officer. So no, I don't go out. But it was one of those, it was before everyone was getting vaccinated. So, I couldn't like fly back and forth. Like I had a smaller role. So normally I'd like go out for like work for a couple days, fly home,
Yeah.
go back. Anyway, but this was one of those things where it was like, no, you got to come out and stay out. So I rented this really cool apartment and I brought my dog. I mean, I honestly worked like 1 or 2 days a week for like 6 weeks. So I was like in it.
Whoa.
But
You were in a
again,
hermitage.
I thrive in these,
Yeah.
like I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And
Makes me hopeful. Leela's an only, so I'm like, maybe she'll be real groovy on her own. That's cool.
oh, right. She is an only.
Judy had a role in my vasectomy.
Don't
She
say it
performed
like
it. She performed it.
in the reenactment of your
No,
vasectomy. I
your
play
husband,
you. Yeah.
Dean Johnson. We
Yeah,
were at dinner
yeah.
at that pizza place.
Yeah.
I was going to get a vasectomy, and like a lot of dudes that want to get vasectomies, I had just been talking and
Yeah.
thinking about it for 6 months, 8
Yeah.
months. Actually, probably about a year.
Yeah,
It
Dean
had
was
been
like
a year.
2 years before
Yeah.
he got it.
We all are. No one wants to
No
do
one's
an
like,
elective surgery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Down there.
But especially down there. And Dean Johnson said, I'll never forget it. He goes, the streets are littered with children that were born during the time when a husband was thinking about getting a vasectomy. Littered with children. And I called the doctor the next day. I called them the next day because I was like, he's so right. That's when you get pregnant. Of course it's when you get pregnant.
Yeah.
It's like the fates know.
Yeah.
Do it now.
Yeah.
And I got snipped. And you were the only one that texted me about it. But,
Really?
who knew about it? Nobody knew about
I
it.
think I even had it in my calendar.
You did have it in your calendar.
And I was like, because
Yeah.
it was on the day it was supposed to happen. And you were like,
Yeah.
I actually had to push it.
I didn't push it. It was the rains.
Oh, yes, because you were
rains.
up at, yes.
And then, but it was an LA cancel. It wasn't.
Right. Didn't you end up doing it like on the beach?
I did it in a very fancy boy's office, and like they put you in like a racing car seat. It was ridiculous. It was like, you know how child's barber shops are like kind of like fun.
Right. I remember remember the shoe store when I was little, like where you went to get your shoes, there was this bridge.
Yes.
And so you could like walk over the bridge, and that's how they would get you to like walk in your shoes.
Yep,
and
that's
see
right.
them and,
It was exactly that. There were framed pictures of Jack Nicholson, the Three Stooges. It was a man cave.
The Godfather, but you were like, what's that one?
What's this one? Don Corleone. Nay, what? You know what's funny is The Godfather is homaged so much, I feel like I've seen it.
Yeah, you don't actually have to.
You don't have to see it. Take the ending of The Sopranos, mix it with part of Dog Day Afternoon. It's The Godfather.
Sure. Little
Okay.
Serpico on the side.
A dash of Serpico
A
if
dash
you
of
want the sequel,
Serpico.
okay? So when did you get the download of the meaning of life?
It was like, I remember I was like, you know, when you like just putz around, like you're not really doing anything or doing like a specific chore. You're sort of like picking up and like rearranging your items.
Yeah, kind of drifting about.
Yeah. I just call it like walking from room to room. Like you're just like, and it sort of like hit me in this moment and then it was gone.
Wait, you're like picking up a sock and you just went,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then you go, how quickly did it leave?
So fast.
You stood in the spot and you got it and then it left. But what was this? I know you can't talk about it, but did you feel hopeful after? Like you felt good?
It felt easy.
Easy.
I was like, it's easy.
It's easy. I think that's
true. It was
true.
something about love. And it was something about love and it was easy. And what I don't remember is the wording.
Yeah.
So like, that's the thing that I wish I remembered was what ties it all together.
I'm going to try. I'm not just saying this as your LA friend to make you feel better. I bet the wording would have been disappointing because there's so many times when I come back from like a psychedelic experience,
Oh my God.
or just or a non-chemically induced spiritual feeling, and the wording is a disappointment. Like I had an MDA trip where I came back and I went, people don't have to be like me. And it was the most important lesson I had ever experienced. And you tell people that, even the word love has just been so overused.
Yeah.
It's terrible because you come back from these things sometimes and you go like, it's all love. But when you consider what love is, the spacious, allowing nature of it, it's such an exciting thing, but it's been turned into like, I love chicken McNuggets and it's gone.
Or I love my husband.
Exactly.
Which it's like, that's a different.
It's a different thing.
It's a totally different thing.
That's why, you know, in Greek, there's like so many different words for love and the divine love.
Scoutina.
Christian stuff. There's a dog here. Is agape. There's different words for the different qualities of love, and ours it's like we're bad Inuits. So don't say Eskimos anymore.
No, and that is a nice throwback to Winnipeg.
Yes, it is.
I read this quote recently by Viktor Frankl, which I'm sure we can pull up or something, but like it's about basically like between
James Franco?
Viktor Frankl.
Oh, Viktor Frankl. I thought you said James Franco.
Oh God, can you imagine? I read this amazing quote
From James Franco?
It was about his brother Dave.
It's just Dave's a solid dude.
Yeah.
James Franco.
Viktor Frankl, who wrote the book Man's Search for Meaning, which I'm sure you've... So there's a quote I read by him recently about space, and between the... What's the word? There's some word, but like... Between the stimulus and the response, I knew Katie would look it up for me. Between the stimulus and the response, there is a space. And it's within that space that freedom lies. That's not the exact quote, but it's basically...
That's exactly my
and
jam.
it's like the space. So it's like, and I'm thinking about, we were talking earlier about the softening, or we're talking about love, or maybe it's the space. It's like how people who don't want to use the word God, but they want to think of a higher power. It's like, there's other words. I think, yes, there's many different words in other languages for love, and we have love in our language, but like the space, like creating more space around like all the shit that we deal with all the time.
Yeah.
And I heard someone say also recently, I don't know if this is related, but it's making me think of it right now, so I'll say it. That like if it's urgent, it's not important, and if it's important, it's not urgent.
I think that might have been me. No shit.
Really? Yeah. So
We were
like
talking about that.
the idea of like love, of space,
Yeah.
of like the softening of like our initial response, like that space gets totally truncated when you harden, when the guy like cuts you off and you're like, but like, and I used to think like, well, I don't know, maybe that guy's going to get to the stoplight and then someone's going to run the red and he's going to get hit and it could have been me. But it's like, I don't even want anymore to have to explain away everything. I don't want to have to like even use what little brain cells I have left to talk myself through science fiction. Like, what if it's just a softening? What if it's just like, I got cut off?
Softening and allowing.
Yeah.
Everyone knows I'm going to say this, but it's Chinese Zen, or Chinese, it might be Taoism. The Great Way, that's what makes me think it's Taoism. The Great Way, what we're talking about, is not difficult for those who have no preferences. And I think about this all the time. That's the softening.
Yeah.
All religious traditions have some reference to surrender and allowing and sort of having like
And expectations, like
yeah.
being lowered.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
what is lowering your expectations?
But
It's
see,
saying
this
yes
is-
to reality.
Yeah, but I think I fought against that for so many years because I remember being on a phone call with my mom and her saying like, your expectations are too high. And I'm like, fuck you. Like I have high expectations because I expect the best. Like I expect the best from my friends, from my family. Like, and I remember like really like wanting to die on that hill. Is that the phrase? So, but then I think as time has gone on, I've gotten older. That's another way of saying it. This like not like lowering your expectations doesn't have to be a negative thing.
That's right.
It's the preferences. What was the thing?
The Great Way is not difficult for those who have no preferences.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like having no preferences, you could sub in easily for lowering your expectations. Like,
Yeah.
because when I think of lowering my expectations, I'm like, I knew that was going to happen.
Well,
Or
having
like,
no expectations, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Maybe it's having none.
Well, that magical day you were going around drifting and picking up socks, you had no expectations.
I'm trying to hold this. My expectations right now, I don't know what's going to happen.
There you go.
Might spill it, might not.
Well, look at a child, like playing at the playground. Why can my daughter get so much more juice out of a pretty basic park, let's say? It's because she's just there. She's just seeing it for what it is. I think that's beautiful. Nothing to add.
No.
I love it.
Period.
Who we are between the stimulus and the response, though, is peace. That's that, and we get tastes of. I am adding something, and you get tastes of that in deep sleep. Rupert Spira would say, at the cessation of a desire. So sometimes when we get what we want, there's this brief moment of liberation. It's like a tasting of your true nature, because when your ego isn't clinging or resisting or striving or resisting, it just is, and you see that who you actually are behind all the drama actually is quite okay, is more than okay. Anyway, that's what it made me think of. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay. Okay.
And it's not because you seemed bored. You didn't. It's because I think we've done enough. What do you think?
Okay.
Say goodbye to these, Michael?
Spring break. Woo! We missed it. Spring break.
Yeah, you'd be a killer at spring break.
Yes. Well, Kitty Sanchez really wanted to go to spring break.
Okay.
I like this part of the conversation the best, by the way, but it is the hardest one to wrap my mind around. And I do find it to be like in a good way, like exhausting. Like talking about like the big stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's the big stuff, meaning like the meaning of life. But like it's harder to wrap my mind around.
Do you want to hear my new thing?
Your new thing?
Meaning an idea I'm working with?
Yeah.
That maybe you'll like? That's not exhausting? I'm always trying to simplify it.
Yeah.
And talking about it. It's like people say there's no God because there's no evidence for God. And I'm like, of course there isn't.
Right.
The author of a book isn't in the book. This is my new thing.
Okay.
So that would be like, what I think is so funny is all the reasons to not believe in God, you come up with them in reality. So you're in the thing that we don't understand, saying nothing started the thing. It's like Harry Potter saying, I don't believe in J.K. Rowling. But J.K. Rowling isn't in the book. Even if J.K. Rowling wrote herself into the book, that's not J.K. Rowling. It's just a character named J.K. Rowling, the real J.K. Rowling made. Does this make sense?
No.
Okay, take that out of it. Harry Potter could say, I don't believe in J.K. Rowling because I've never encountered J.K. Rowling.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because J.K. Rowling isn't in the book.
Right.
But Harry Potter borrows his reality from J.K. Rowling. His substance.
So we are borrowing our reality
From
from
God.
God, whether we believe there's a God or not.
Exactly.
And of course, we haven't met God because he's writing our book.
Exactly. Precisely. But our reality is God.
And it's real.
And Harry Potter's reality is J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
And one of the very valid things to do is to say, I don't believe in J.K. Rowling because no one at Hogwarts has seen her.
Right.
Or even experienced her.
Right.
But the closest you can get is, I think I'm in a book.
Right. I think there's a God.
Exactly.
I think,
But even if you don't, you're using your reality to deny, you get it.
there's something about seeing something that is not man-made that I think is really important.
Nature.
It's not even, yes, nature, but we don't live in nature. So like if it's a tree,
Yeah.
like seeing a tree, like a big, beautiful tree in the suburbs, like here in Los Angeles, like in this big city, like seeing a tree, like I think it's really important to make sure that we recognize when we're looking at something that's not man-made. And I don't know why, but that is something I thought of this morning.
Yeah.
And when I think of like these little winks to like, I'm in the book that God's writing, but I don't know God because I'm in God, because I'm
And you are
inside
God.
of it and I am God.
But you're not.
Let's
God, but
say.
You're Harry Potter.
Because
But
I'm
Harry Potter's
Potter.
reality is a limitation of God into ink and paper in the same way that you are a limitation of God in flesh and bone.
I remember when we would have these conversations at work and I'd be like, I have to go get a Diet Coke now. Because some days I could like really go crazy. Because sometimes these thoughts make me crazy because then I wonder, I always go back to like what happens when we die.
What happens to Harry Potter when he dies?
I mean,
No, I don't mean the character. I just mean like,
Yeah,
can an illusion, can something that isn't what it seems to be, Harry Potter,
Right.
who is really J.K. Rowling, be born or die? It was always J.K. Rowling.
so are we all stars?
You mean like Stardust?
Yeah.
No, that would be like Harry Potter saying like, my parents are these people and they are products of evolution and they're made of stardust. That's all still in the story.
Right. This is like,
Do you want to
this is,
smoke a bowl?
isn't that what we did? Thanks, limit.
LMNT.
That's what I
Element.
Elemente.
Dallas calls it LMNT. And I never corrected him. Dallas?
It's okay.
No, maybe he's right. But when I'm on the phone with them, that's what they call it.
Don't say the T.
You got a lot of shout outs. The wonderful Dallas
I
Jenkins.
know.
But I think you were there. But the
It's a lot to wrap your mind around what you're saying.
I agree. That's why it's very interesting to me to try to simplify it, but in a way that evokes peace, not panic. I think if you start to panic, that's not quite right.
I remember after I had the feeling of feeling so peaceful.
In Atlanta?
Yeah. And even you saying, you said something. You were saying, see, I can't remember the big things.
In Winnipeg?
Maybe it was in Winnipeg. You said something that was also very peaceful. It wasn't the last thought. It wasn't the big God, like that we don't know God because we are God because we're inside of God. It was something else, but it made me feel really peaceful. And now I can't remember it. I should write. Don't you think?
Oh my God, you're so funny. I should write. I have the gift. The kite just left your hands and you're like, I should really write.
I should write. Look at it up there.
Let's put some things out into the universe. Do we want to do a multicam that's us?
Yes.
Because that would be so fun, right?
Oh, the dream.
The dream.
Please.
Best schedule in town.
Best sketch.
Best sketch. Free veg.
Parking spaces with our names on them, or at least our initials.
Don't talk to me about parking spaces. It's so nice. That's how I know I'm older. Is I did a multicam. My favorite part was I was like, "This is where I park." Not
I know.
everyone can see it. I mean, I know where I park.
I know.
And it's right here.
It's so dreamy.
It's the dream.
I know.
That's why the executives get their own Bezos spot. Sarandos, helicopter pad.
I mean, having your own parking spot,
Was that a tip
bringing
of
a
a
tear
hat?
to my eyes.
Judy, I think you did great with the God stuff, and I hope I didn't bake your noodle too hard. But I think
It's a little baked, but I like it because I have a bit of a commute going on. So,
commute.
like not like yours, but I'll be in the
you mean
car for
going
a
home.
minute to like.
Yeah. But be gentle with your
No,
both
I
be
will.
gentle.
I'll be gentle because I really like. I'll be soft because I want to think about what you said. Because like with big thoughts,
Well, I'll say, can Harry Potter die? Can an idea in J.K. Rowling's mind be real or die? Sorry, I'm only making it worse.
kind of. I wish
I
we could
make it worse.
use. I also
See,
wish
Harry Potter never existed. It gets worse.
it's hurting my brain, and look, I'm just like twisting.
I know, and you started playing with your necklace.
You know what? Also, yes, because
These are good tells if I ever play cards with you.
okay, yeah, where I'm like, I pulled all my hair out once when I was little
Why?
because I was like thinking a lot
Oh, no.
down here so that no one could see.
Oh.
I think there's a name for that
OCD.
on the next episode,
When we're back to promote the greatest Christmas pageant ever.
or the best one,
The best
whatever,
one.
whichever.
Oh, Judy, do you know the time you laughed the hardest in your life? That's our palate cleanser after our God talk.
Ooh,
It doesn't have to be the hardest, but if you are laughing
yeah.
and there are tears, well,
I mean, I laughed really
I
hard right
know,
now,
I
and
know,
tears
and
were
tears do stream
streaming
down your
down
face.
my face.
but maybe when you were a kid, maybe someone farted, maybe someone fell. Maybe it was in a situation you grew up Catholic, you're in church and you're not supposed to laugh. You choked on a communion wafer and peed your pants. Anything?
I remember once I laughed really hard because I couldn't say this line in a movie. And I got the giggles so bad. I don't know. It's not the hardest I ever laughed in my life.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But my character, she's really angry. And she's confronting these firefighters because they she's a biologist. I mean, the whole setup is so ridiculous.
I can't wait.
She's a biologist and she's studying these frogs and in this pond, and the firefighters are like taking water from the pond to drop on fires. And they've done it again, and she's so angry, and she charges into the firehouse, and she's like, "You know you're not supposed to take water for your dumps."
You thought we wouldn't love this? You're not supposed to take water for your dumps.
And I fucking could never get that line out.
Like it wasn't supposed to be funny?
No, she's angry and she's yelling at them. And it was like, that's how it was written in the script. And I was like, is there any adjustment we could make here? Because like, who is not going to laugh at this? And in the beginning, you know, like how it is when you break on set and like the first couple times you do it, everyone's like, ha ha ha, that's funny. But then it gets like into it. And then people are like,
Yes. We're working on
and
a
like,
penalty here.
yeah, and no
Literally,
one
it'll
thinks it's
cost
funny,
lots of
and
money.
that makes it worse and makes me laugh harder. And I just couldn't get the line out, and I was yelling at America's John Cena, so I'm like looking at him, screaming like, "You know, you're not supposed to take the water for your dumps," and like I just. I think of that when you ask me about laughing so hard. And I also think it's so sad that these are work things. I had to do a scene once in a TV show with Ike Barinholtz. I was done.
Oh, he was cracking you up?
Yeah.
Like Barinholtz.
But also like those little, like these little things that you know, the little insider jokes that you have with Val. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those
Those are the ones.
Those are the ones because I can say, like, I can't even tell you the story because you weren't there and you won't think it's funny. But
Yeah.
like, if Dean and I hear the word twins for the rest of our lives, we'll be like,
I love it.
you know what I mean? Like, that's because of this thing that happened that we will always be like, why is she saying that word that way? And like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes. No, you don't have to explain. I
Right.
get it.
and so those maybe those aren't the ones.
Stop it.
That
You're
make-
overthinking it.
yeah.
Those are the best.
Maybe they're
Stop
not
it.
the crying ones, but those are the ones that I think of. Like,
I'll never forget you're not supposed to take the water for your dumps or whatever it was. And I feel like John Cena face is a funny face. I'm not saying he has a
Yeah.
funny face, but like that's a hard face to be looking at when you're trying not to laugh because he kind of looks like he might want you to laugh.
yeah, and he also he's like down to laugh too. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like he's fun because he was really like trying not to laugh.
Yeah. I bet he has funny trying not to laugh face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, John Cena,
We love you.
what if I can deliver John Cena for this podcast?
Yeah, right. Michael Shannon didn't
know.
email me back both times.
Didn't email me back either if it makes you feel any better.
Yeah, no, get Cena. Could you get Cena?
I can't even get Michael Shannon, and he's my actual friend. So I'm not going to promise anyone else until I can secure
Let's go after Cena. We're putting out into the ether.
Cena.
You and me, well, more importantly, you and me do a multicam sitcom together.
Okay.
2, maybe John Cena
Okay.
on the podcast. But you're the only nice person I know that just straight up offers. Brooks Whelan texted me. My girlfriend and I are on top. They're quoting my McDonald's joke. That's very sweet. Here we go. Sorry, I thought it might be something more interesting because I haven't heard from him in a very long time. All right. We're trying to get more people to rate and review the show. Because we're trying to build. We're out here. Conan's got a pod. Smartless has a pod. Everybody's got a great pod. So
Yeah.
we're trying to climb the charts. This is from K0ZV.
Yeah.
Cosv. And they say, love, 5 stars. I love the show so much. I look forward to every single episode. And I'm so thankful that it comes out twice a week, which feels selfish because I reap the benefits of all the hard work and time put into each one. I love how honest, hilarious, and different. I love that compliment because
Different.
every show is really different.
Oh yeah. By the way,
Different every
your
episode
shows
is.
are really different.
What do you mean?
Like it's
What do you
very
mean?
it's like I think that you cater to the person that you have on, which I think that everyone thinks
hard
that they
cater.
do,
Oh, yeah.
but they don't.
Nice comp.
Yeah.
Sweet comp. We gave each other good comps today.
I think so.
But I meant mine and I hope you meant yours.
And you have
I'm a single mom at work.
Can I rate it?
Yeah. Can you take it from I just love how honest?
Yeah.
Do you want your readers?
Fuck you. That was not written in this. I just love how honest, hilarious, and different every episode is. I am
Yeah.
a single mom and work a desk job remotely. And while my son is at school, each episode provides much needed laughter, sometimes a good cry, and a little bit of insider hope that I didn't have before. I admit I am late to the train on listening, but firmly believe it arrived when I needed it most.
Cute.
Thank you.
Cute.
Thank you, love.
Thank you, Kazva.
Oh, Cosva.
Kazva. Well, Judy, thank you so much. This was one of my all-time favorites.
Shut up.
For real.
I love doing it.
I love you.
Oh my God, I love you too.
Was that our first I love you? We said that.
No, I think we said it.
We say it.
I think you wrote it in my card. Oh, wait. You didn't write me a rap card.
That's how you bring it up? You couldn't wait to tell me?
I didn't write you one.
I'm trying to think of, did I get wrap gifts for hair and makeup? I must have.
I didn't write you one. I'm totally giving you shit right now.
Oh, we got everybody
We did the truck.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
I hope that was enough.
Yes, it was. Everyone
We could
loved
always
it.
do more, but you were very good with wrap gifts.
I like shopping. That's the problem.
I know.
I enjoy it.
I enjoy you.
I enjoy you back.
Well,
Okay.
would you say keep it crispy? It's how we end.
Keep it crispy. Keep it crispy. Keep it crispy. Keep it.
Val's really good at it. Val does good fake ups. We both do that. We both do the hard inhale and the. Oh, a sleep set. Oh, I like it. I saw a moment. Are you a robot? Were you giving me a lot to work with in the edit?
Yes, yes.
It's big comedy. It's big comedy. You gave us a big comedy one. And it was gonna build, but I got too excited. I had to go. It's big comedy. I ruined it by calling it out. But you were giving me a. Stop it.
Oh,
Yes. Nice. Big comedy. Thank you, Judan.
thank you.
Brooks.
What was your name again?
Conan.
Scout.
You made it weird, you made it weird, you made it weird, oh yeah. You made it weird, you made it weird, you made it weird, oh yeah.